Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning, Judge. Before we start, we have a foster parent online, and she
Yes.
wasn't able to
And she
change her.
what?
She wasn't able to get her name in as Jordan's foster parent, but her phone number, I have that. It ends in 1188.
No phone numbers in the waiting room.
No one in the waiting room. Maybe under Lacey.
Lano Jail, Sydney, Sonia, Monica Spray, Clyde, and Lacey Evans.
It's Lacey Evans.
Okay.
Lano Jail is my superhero, Judge.
I figured. Yeah. Okay.
When we last left him, he was in TDC, and I guess he got bored being on parole for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody take care of him. 3 hots in a cot. So, okay. Let's see.
Judge Monica Spray is our other caregiver in this case.
Yeah, I let her in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is a hearing. Jordan's with the foster mom. He's been determined that he has some diagnosis and he's going to need services for a long, long, long time. But foster mom's helping him. He kind of goes through spells where he has tantrums and doesn't have tantrums. Evelyn's with the paternal grandma. I'm very, very, very disappointed with the violation of my court's orders for multiple reasons. I'm upset with grandma. I'm upset that mom allowed these things to occur when she knows better. And don't give me, I didn't know, because I'm not buying it. We've been through this 3 or 4 times. Fortunately, the kids Evelyn's doing good. Jordan's doing well. I'm going to order that nobody is to pay any of the parents' bills, rent, give them gas money, etc. They've made this bed. They can figure it out themselves. I'm tired of people trying to help them out. And if they want their kids returned, they need to put their money where their mouth is and show us that they can do it. So that's going to be in order. And Mr. Wilson, or I guess it's your case, you may begin.
It is my case, Judge. Thank you. Good morning. Can y'all still hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
just disappeared for a second. Good. So regarding what you just said, Judge, the department's disappointed too. There does seem to maybe be, we're not making excuses, but maybe some extenuating circumstances. We're a little worried about this placement holding and need to find some ways to maybe give that grandmother some respite or some breaks or something to help kind of keep things together till we get to the end of this case in a few months. The case is going okay. Mom seems to have possibly turned a corner and is providing lots of certificates and things that she's done. She's, notwithstanding those visits, she's doing what the department expects her to do, what she's supposed to do. And we're getting hopeful that we're going to have a positive end to this case. Apparently, we've had a recommendation from mom's therapist to begin some unsupervised contact, so that needs to get talked about.
No, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't want to hear it because she's been having plenty of unsupervised contact that was not court ordered. So I don't want to hear it. I'm not doing that. I'm
Okay.
mad. I'm not doing that right now. No, absolutely. I mean, does the therapist know that the order violated about multiple times? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know that, Judge.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
not
ma'am.
happening. Not happening.
All right. Well, I think that's where we're at today as far as the department's concerned. We just need to keep the wheels on and keep these orders complied with and keep moving forward.
I mean, I think the respite is a good idea. I don't know who that could be, though, but we can talk to everybody about that.
Okay.
So, okay. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Do you need any witnesses?
I don't think so. Ms. Dela Cruz is here. If anybody wants to hear from her, I'm sure there'll be something she needs to tell us about or chime in on. at some point, but in terms of taking testimony from her, I don't plan to do that.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wright?
Judge, I would call Marcy De La Cruz.
Okay.
Miss De La Cruz, can you tell us what additional things mom is doing at this point on her own?
So, Sydney Lewis has sent me some screenshots of potential classes that she's taken. On these screenshots, it says that she would have to pay for the certificate, but in the screenshot, it says that she has, there's a certificate for foundations of autism awareness and support, introduction to autism awareness and support, autism spectrum disorder and early childhood, and I believe one other one, children with autism in school environment. I've asked her to send me her payment history for her rent, and I've asked her to send me NAAA log sheets, the pay that she gets from her employer, and her sobriety goals and things of that nature. And so she has sent me a list of all these things. I have shared that with the ad items this morning. But she, we're next thing we're going to discuss is doing some financial planning.
Okay.
So
at this point, has she done all the services that the department has asked her to do?
to my knowledge, yes, she's still working with her therapist, which will be ongoing.
Okay. And do
She's
you have
testing.
do you have therapy records?
I believe Deb Tabor just emailed me something, but she hasn't sent me a whole lot of records. We've talked on the phone.
Okay.
Mhm.
And your attorney said her recommendation was to start some unsupervised visits, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at it right now. It says, I'm recommending that Sydney Lewis have unsupervised contact with her children. She's maintained her home employment and has been consistent on her therapy and all of her visits. Please contact me if you have any questions regarding therapy services and this recommendation.
Okay. And was Miss Tabor aware of these unsupervised visits that took place?
I'm not sure. I can't remember if we discussed that or not.
And can you tell us how many unsupervised visits took place? Unsupervised, unauthorized, I guess I should say.
To my knowledge, 2. They were over 2 weekends.
Okay. And was it the whole weekend? Was it a day? What did that look like?
From what I understand, it was Friday to Sunday.
Okay. And do you know when those took place? Like what month?
I don't. I really don't. It was prior to me being on this case. And I wasn't informed of what dates.
Okay. And to your knowledge, how is the child doing?
I think she's doing well. She's a young 8-year-old girl who's gone through some trauma, back and forth from placement to placement and things of that nature. This is her 3rd time in CPS care. But so she has some defiance things, but other than that, I think she's doing well.
Okay. And do you think at this point it would be appropriate for Miss Lewis to start, helping transport the kiddo to therapy, things like that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see any danger in starting that?
No danger per se, no.
And let's talk about Jordan. So what are his diagnoses?
Autism, and then he has a developmental delay.
Okay.
Global developmental delay.
And has mom been allowed to be in any of those doctor's appointments or things to learn about his diagnoses?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Do you think that would be appropriate for her to learn about what's wrong with him?
Yes.
And how to deal with that?
Yes.
And do you think it would be appropriate to find mom some sort of autism parent class or something? I mean, that's kind of what she's trying to do on her own. Agree?
Yes. Yes. And I have sent her some resources that she's looked into. Baylor University has one that's virtual. And I sent her two others as well. So we're definitely working on that.
Okay. And then the bottom line, if this placement falls apart, there's nowhere else for this child to go as far as family, correct?
That's correct.
And that's why Jordan is in foster care, correct? Because there's no other family to take him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions of Ms. De La Cruz?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay.
Starting with the certificates, Ms. De La Cruz, when did you receive those?
Let me look.
Well, I guess I just mean, was it past couple of days or what?
Yeah, it's just recently. Over the weekend, I believe is when she started taking them.
And you just sent those to us about 5 minutes ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it says on it that it is a sample certificate, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have no way of knowing whether or not she actually took the course, since usually you have to pay for a course before you take it, right?
I don't know. I mean, there's one screenshot she
Okay,
sent
well,
that
well,
says,
wouldn't you prefer to have the official certificate so that you know a client had actually attended something?
yes,
Okay.
these certificates are costing $30 a piece, apparently.
Well, that's what courses cost, right? So you attend a course, you pay for the course, correct?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, so we don't know for sure that she actually attended these because what we have is a sample certificate, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on the next issue as it relates to rent, I want to talk about that a little bit. Isn't it true that Mrs. Spray has paid on a number of occasions rent for Miss Lewis? At least according to Miss Spray.
I'm aware of at least 1 month, and I believe she's helped previously, is what she's told me.
Okay. Have you asked for an accounting for that for the full time that Sydney's been there?
I have, and
Have you received the full accounting? I know we have 3 months, but have we received it for the full time she's been there?
so I haven't received it from Miss Spray yet because she needed Sydney Lewis's approval. And so I had reached out to Sydney and asked her, and she said she would be fine with giving that approval. Not sure if that occurred, but Sydney did send me her a list that she has of all of her payments.
Okay, and I'm looking at that list and on 7/15/25, I'll give you a second to pull it up. It says she got a payment of $773 for like a welcome home, kind of a free upfront payment. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then it also says she got a move-in special for $900, and it was a concession for the flood. And that was in July. So her July rent was paid with flood money from the apartment complex, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so that would have been something that Mrs. Spray arranged for her to have so she'd have free rent that month,
I believe so.
even though there was no flood damage. Is that correct?
I don't know for sure, but I think, I don't know that they had any flood damage.
Okay, and then in June, there was also another welcome home payment for $963, which looks like it was comped as well. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know what the welcome home card payment is, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'll ask Miss Spray. But as far as you know, she's received money for flood concessions and she's also received money from Miss Spray. So we are unable to determine what her financial stability would be. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Has
correct.
Ms. Spray also indicated to you that Sydney does not stay at the apartment complex? She doesn't see her there very often?
Yes, Sydney has actually shared that with me as well.
Okay, so Sydney pretty much lives at Johnny's house, is that correct?
She stays there from time to time.
Okay. And then in terms of it not being a danger for Sydney to drive Evelyn, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. When you went out and visited isn't it true that what Monica indicated to us was that, or Miss Spray, was that Sydney took Evelyn, the little girl, to Johnny's house, her sister's house, and let her stay there for the weekend? Is that what you recall?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On one
And
occasion, I believe. Yeah.
okay. And we don't know where she was on the other occasion?
No.
Okay. And did she indicate to you or to one of us what the condition of little Evelyn was when she returned, physical condition?
I recall someone, I don't think that Miss Spray actually shared with me specifically, but that Evelyn, I guess, returned dirty, maybe disheveled. Yeah.
Okay, you remember something generally about that.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
when you went and visited Johnny's house to, take a second or third look at whether or not she could be appropriate placement, who did you go with?
Clyde, hell.
Okay. And can you tell me what you saw at the home?
Uh, upon arrival, I believe it's her husband, Johnny's husband, was there with the kiddos, and we saw what I recognized that stood out the most was a couple trash cans that Johnny said, hadn't been taken out in a while because the trash man, whatever, but there was beer cans overflowing. There was two beer boxes at least laying on the ground in the yard, and then some beer cans kind of lined up and stacked up on a bench up near the house.
Okay. What happened? What did you see when you entered the home?
We were not allowed in the home. We were there unannounced, and they said they weren't expecting us, and we didn't enter the home.
Who is they?
Johnny, Sydney, and I guess Johnny's husband. I didn't really speak to him, but he was present.
Okay. And that's the home where Miss Lewis has indicated that Evelyn stayed. Is that correct?
Yes.
During one of the unauthorized visits.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, wouldn't you have some concern that that might be dangerous for Evelyn to be in that house?
In that house, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, when she already violated one court order, what assurances would we have that she wouldn't take, if she was unsupervised, that she wouldn't take Evelyn back to that house?
I can't answer that.
Okay, so we don't have any assurances she wouldn't take her back, and it would be a danger if she went there. Is that correct?
I believe so. I would limit the time frame, and I would only allow her to transport Evelyn to visits to see her brother, and certain things of that nature. Not giving her enough time to actually take her over there until we were able to trust that she
But
could follow the court orders.
but we don't know. Well, she can't follow court orders clearly. She just violated them. So how are we, you see why I'm saying that could be dangerous. I'm going to move on. Isn't it true that Monica also allowed Evelyn to see Mr. Oliva?
I believe she shared that with you, and you shared that with me. I'm not sure. Monica's not shared that with me.
Okay. Judge, I think that's all for Miss De La Cruz right now.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Grove, any questions?
Judge, as much as I would like to explore free rent payments and a beer party in violation of court orders, in the interest of the court's time, I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I have just one couple more follow-up for Ms. De La
Okay.
Cruz quickly. Ms. De La Cruz, what assurances do you have that the placement's going to follow the court orders?
I guess it's the same response. I don't know.
Right, because this wasn't just mom, right? I mean, the placement knew the rules, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she also let the child see the dad. I mean, and he's in jail right now. So does that cause you concern?
Yes. I mean, it does. I do believe that Evelyn is well taken care of at Miss Spray's residence. It's every time I've been there, I've recognized Evelyn is clean and happy and healthy and getting her needs met. I believe before I took on this case, there wasn't a whole lot of, I don't know how to explain that, but I ask a lot of questions, and I found out that she's been struggling. Miss Spray has been struggling with needing help, needing more supervision. I've asked her for other family, other friends names, and I believe she has reached out to her family for help, but it would be even more beneficial considering Sydney lives in the same complex that Monica works at. Evelyn would be dropped off at that complex from the bus. I mean, it definitely is convenient for her, for Miss Spray.
Okay. And isn't it true that the reason you found out about these unsupervised visits is because Sydney came forward? Sydney told me and I told you.
Actually, well, yes. Okay, when there was one day, yes, that Monica, yes, you're correct.
Right. And then you don't know as far as the home, whatever that home card or whatever it said. I mean, we don't even know what that is, right?
That's correct.
The only one we know that she gave her a concession on is the one that says concession, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was for July 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, to your knowledge, Miss Lewis hasn't been evicted, right? She's been able to pay her bills somehow, correct?
That's correct. She is late on a regular basis, and what I understand is there, from what Miss Spray has shared with me, that if she is late anymore, that she could potentially be evicted.
Okay. Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Anybody else?
Your Honor, I had a couple of follow-up questions for Jordan.
Okay.
Ms. De La Cruz, I understand that Jordan has been very aggressive at his school, and it's my understanding from the foster parents that he may be getting close to having them discharge him. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in that regard, they have requested a special school for him, which has it has more one-on-one, almost twice the one-on-one oversight for Jordan that they would like to place him in for his special needs. Is that correct?
Yes.
And can you tell me what he was diagnosed with? Do you recall?
Autism spectrum disorder and global developmental delay.
Right. And it was level 2 requiring substantial supports. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So is my understanding also that the childcare subsidies are not accepted at that particular school or any of the others that they could locate. So the full amount would need to be paid. Is that correct?
That's what it sounds like. That's
Okay.
what they shared with us. Yeah.
Okay. So they're requesting that the department pay for childcare, which is appropriate for this autism level 2 child. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's my understanding it runs about the same as a regular childcare. It just doesn't get the subsidies.
That's what it looks like, a little bit more,
Okay.
but pretty close.
Pretty close. Okay. Do you feel like that there is a need for Jordan to have that specialized level of care?
Yes,
More?
ma'am, I do.
Okay. Do you believe that there may be continued disruptions at lower level daycares if we continue to move him around where they have the CCMS subsidy?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. That is all I have for Ms. De La Cruz. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Judge, I'd like to ask a few follow-up questions
Okay.
about that. Ms. Dela Cruz, is there a particular school that they've asked for Jordan to go to?
Yes, sir, there is.
Have you checked out that school?
No, I haven't had a chance to.
Okay. Is it possible they live, where do they live? Or generally, where do they live?
They live in
Not too
Georgetown.
far, not too far from here, I was gonna say.
Okay. Well, depending on how close or how far, I guess, from Austin or that greater area, there may be options for schools, that school or other schools that might be appropriate for him as well. Is that possible?
I'm sure there could be other options.
Doesn't the department have a daycare specialist or liaison or somebody that can help?
Yes, they do. Yes. And
Okay.
I've reached out to her and left her a voicemail. And I
Okay.
plan to email her as well.
Okay. So the department's not taking the position that no, this child doesn't need to go to this school. We just want to find the best fit with the budget we've got. Is that a fair way to say that?
Yes, sir.
Because we like it or not, we do have to be mindful of how much money we agree or we're told to spend. And we want this child to have what he has. I mean, have what he needs, but also need to find the best way for the department to make that happen. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yes, I would like to just avoid any delays because I know that if we have to, I mean, if they don't accept CCMS, I'm going to have to send that way up the chain, and there could be some pretty significant delays there. And I just want to avoid all of that at any cost possible.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure everybody knows you're on top of it and you're talking to that contact in the department about daycare and you're going to explore all your options. Is that what you're planning
Yes.
to do? Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Pass the witness, Judge.
Anybody else? Miss De La Cruz, have you seen if Miss Lewis's apartment had any flood damage from the big flood, water damage, plumbing, any type of flooding?
I didn't see any evidence of that. No, ma'am.
Did anybody tell you that there was any flood damage?
No.
When you pull, okay, what's the name of the complex she lives at? It's like Park Ridge or something.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I can't
That's what
remember.
it says. It says Partridge on this little
Okay.
thing.
When you pull into the complex off the street, you know what I'm talking about, Miss De La Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
Which way do you turn? Right or left?
Left.
Okay, and where does she live in relation to the highway? Does she back up to the highway or is she on like the other side? Or do you know?
I mean, she's not right on the highway. I think there's another complex in between her and the highway.
Okay.
Not complex, but a duplex, a
Yeah.
building.
Okay. Did Miss Lewis tell you that she was getting a flood concession?
No, ma'am.
Would it surprise you that other people in that complex didn't get a flood concession?
Would it surprise me if other people didn't get one? No.
How much was it? Do you know?
I believe it's 900, which is the amount of her rent.
And how much was the welcome home concession?
Judge, I don't think we're positive that was a concession. We'd have to ask Ms. Spray.
Okay. What other kind of rent supplements or help has she gotten, Ms. De La Cruz?
Well, that I'm not 100% sure about. I'm looking through the dates here and the amounts, and I see let's see, concession or a move-in special potentially. No, that was the same one. Sorry. I don't know of any others.
Okay. Why is Mr. Oliva in jail and not TDC? Do you know?
That I'm not 100% sure. He did tell me that he wanted to sit out the rest of his time on parole in county, that he couldn't do it in Kingsland where he was at. It wasn't the best situation for him.
Okay. Have you seen him since he's been in the Llano jail?
No, ma'am. I plan to go next week to visit with him.
Okay. So basically, you don't know what he's doing there other than maybe sitting it out, right?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Don't you're used to the criminal system. I mean, you don't just pick and choose. Oh, I want to go to the Llano jail. Would it indicate to you that there must be some sort of holes or something on him?
Potentially. Yes. I would have, yeah. I would like to look into that more.
Based on your past experience, why else would he be able to be in the Llano jail?
I mean, if he violated his parole, he'd go back into custody.
But he was already in TDCJ, right?
Yes. And he was released on parole from what I understand.
Okay. These children or let's just talk about Jordan because Evelyn's with family. Jordan is in foster care because none of the family has been cooperative in letting y'all do a home study. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Or none of them would pass any background checks. Is that correct?
Yes.
How many family members have not let you into their homes? Just a sister?
Yes, I've been told that the parents, the maternal parents would not allow us, but I hadn't attempted that, but just the sister at this point.
So your knowledge, you got two sets of two different homes that won't let you into the house, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What about grandparents? Sydney's grandparents is where she's hanging out most of the time, right? Or who's Johnny? Who's Johnny?
Johnny is her sister, is
Okay.
Sydney's sister.
Okay. What about Sydney's grandparents?
I'm not familiar with them.
Your Honor, if I might, Miss Andrea and I visited Julie Reed and her husband, but they later declined to take hair strands. And
Julie is the grandma, right?
maternal grandma. Her home was appropriate, but she didn't have a vehicle. Not sure if she had a driver's license, and they declined the hair strands in the home study.
What is the sister's name, Miss De La Cruz?
The sister that I went to go visit
Yes.
is Johnny.
Okay. What about, there's some great grandparents. Have you found out, you know anything about them?
I mean, we've done quite a bit of history searches. We've called many families, but honestly, I don't know who's who, but we've called many people.
Well, and I know, I'm just throwing this out. One time, Sydney was with, not Sydney, Evelyn was with some people, I believe, named the Hazels. Have you talked to them?
Yes, I believe I have.
And Judge, if you recall, she was removed from that home.
Okay. I knew there were some issues, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was.
And then Miss Andrea and I did go to 2 or 3 other places that were provided that, we'd get one place who'd give us another name. And I think it was like maybe somebody that taught at the school and a couple of other places. But we spent a whole day trying to visit homes one day. And I apologize, I don't have that list in front of me. It may be in my records somewhere. I know it's for sure in Costa's records somewhere, but we have looked extensively for relatives.
Okay, I think that's all my question. Let's see. Oh, Miss De La Cruz, why is the grandma need help with Evelyn when she's been at the Boys and Girls Club or she's at school all day?
Well, so Evelyn has made it clear that she does not like the Boys and Girls Club. She cries. I mean, pretty dramatic with that. I don't know what the situation is there, but Monica has picked, she's allowed her to go half days and then taken her to her place of employment, the other half, just to kind of help Evelyn. And then now that school is in, they are out like every other Friday, I believe. And so that's what Monica is asking for is, for example, this coming Friday, she's out of school and she's asking for some help there. So she doesn't have to take her to her place of employment, or Boys and Girls Club.
Have you talked to like Alphabet Alley or any of those places?
No, I've not heard of that. No, ma'am.
Okay, write it down. I think that's the name of the child care place.
Alphabet Alley.
Yes, Ludi. Miss Garnett, what's the name of the church? You think Miss De La Cruz could call the church Ludi's?
Ludi Watkins. Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Okay. My office might have some information for you on that. If you call Miss Garnett, she's filling in while Angelica's out. She goes to church there, and Mr. Wilson knows some stuff. And if you call Miss Garnett, she might have some other information for you too at my office.
Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I will do
County
that.
office might know too, because they got grandkids and they got kids and they got all kind of church connections and everything else also. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Miss Wright, next witness.
Judge, I would call Miss Spray.
Okay.
Miss Spray, can you unmute yourself?
Hello?
All right, there we go. We can hear you. Miss Spray, can you tell us a little bit about the rent situation and the concession that was made?
So the flooding was since Sydney works cleaning homes like at an Airbnb. So a lot of the time that we just put into consideration that she couldn't clean houses because of flooding and people did not make the reservations. So we gave her that concession.
Okay.
Not because her apartment was flooded, no.
Okay. And then what about the payments? So I'm looking at like a screenshot of her, I guess what's Sydney's side of the payment app. And it says welcome home payment. What is that?
She pays online, so that's what it is. She
Okay.
makes payments online.
So the only help that has, what I'm looking at, the only assistance she's gotten is that concession on July 14th. Is that correct?
I think then in the moving concession, but that was it, which is the $900.
Okay.
So we have several of them that got that concession.
For the move-in special?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then can you tell us a little bit about, I mean, I think you understood that no, she wasn't supposed to have unsupervised visits, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit like what made you allow that happen?
Just Evelyn had missed her Johnny and her cousins and the mom and wanted to spend time with them that weekend. So I did allow it that one time for her, and then one time was at her house. So one time was at Johnny's house for the weekend, and then one Saturday only was at the apartments here with her mom.
Okay.
She
And
brought her
so,
back that Sunday.
so the one time at Johnny's was like Friday to Sunday, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then what, so I heard some testimony that Evelyn came back dirty. Can you tell us about that?
On the last visit when she stayed at her mom's apartment, she didn't come home dirty. Her hair was just knotted up, wasn't combed.
Okay. Okay. So at this point, Ms. Spray, do you have any concerns about Sydney's ability to take care of Evelyn unsupervised?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions of Miss Spray?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, Miss Potts.
Ms. Spray, how many times have you paid the rent or paid part of the rent because we don't have a full accounting here for Miss Sydney.
I would say probably twice.
So you've paid full rent
And then
twice.
I
Okay.
paid half, like some of it.
Okay.
So I
So
paid her
twice.
deposit. I paid her $450 deposit to move in.
Okay.
And then I paid just partial of her rent. That's it. This one was because she had missed work, we're assuming, because she works at Airbnb, so we gave her that concession.
Okay. But you personally you paid her deposit. What else did you personally pay? I think you said you paid twice.
I paid like half of rent. I don't even remember how much I paid.
Okay. Two times is correct.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
remembering too. Can you
Mhm.
get us, please, a full accounting? Not right now, but when you
Oh,
get a chance.
yes. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, it is my understanding that you also allowed, you took Evelyn to visit Dad at his house in Kingsland. Is that correct?
No, we went and picked him up. It was my mom's 80th birthday. We all went to eat in Marble Falls with my mom and my sister and Luis. So he
Okay.
went and ate dinner with us in Marble Falls.
Okay. And he still had on an ankle monitor. Is that correct?
Yes, he got permission to go
Okay.
since it was her birthday.
So why did you allow that when you knew she wasn't supposed to be seeing him and his rights were terminated?
Um, I just did. I don't know why. Because she loves and misses her dad.
Okay.
And he's not going to do anything when I'm there with her. I didn't take him home. My sister did. Evelyn and I left the restaurant together, and he went home with my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter.
So Ms. Spray, in the past, you've indicated to us that, we have allowed for Miss Sydney to come by your apartment complex and visit with Evelyn. Is that correct?
And y'all have allowed her to? Yes, y'all have told her to.
Right. Has she
Yeah.
come by to visit her during that time when you have her?
No,
Not once?
no.
Okay.
Unless y'all tell her to, she will. She never comes from her free will to come visit her or call her or anything like that.
Okay. Does she provide anything for her in terms of
And
clothes or food or anything?
no.
Okay.
And going back, it's not Sydney's. Sydney did not ask Evie to go the weekend. I'm the one who asked Sydney if she can come for the weekend. Sydney never asked her to. It was on me.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also told me that those things had occurred? You were honest about that with me. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I said I wanted to clarify too that you were honest with me about those visits having had
Yes, I told you.
occurred after when I asked. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you also indicated to me that when Evelyn came back from Sydney's, her hair was matted up. It didn't look
Mhm.
like she took a bath. She had circles under
Well,
her eyes, and it
yeah.
didn't look like she slept. Did I have that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it's also my understanding that there is a Mr. Weaver that works at your apartment complex.
Yes.
And can you tell me how he's related to Johnny?
His son is married to Johnny.
Okay. And isn't it true that you have also told me that Mr. Weaver has indicated that they party at Johnny's all the time and that's where Sydney stays?
Do I have to answer that?
Yes, ma'am, you do.
Sometimes he has.
Okay. So you were aware of the alcohol and the parties and Sydney staying over at Johnny's.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
And yet you still allowed Sydney to take Evelyn for the weekend over to Johnny's.
Yes, that was my decision, not Sydney's.
Okay.
Sydney has never asked to see Evelyn, so I'm the one who asked her.
Do you have a concern that I know there was, going back, Sydney wasn't showing up to any extracurricular activities until we kind of
Mhm.
really encouraged her to go. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have a concern about Sydney not really wanting to go to extracurricular activities, not coming to see Evelyn when she can come by any afternoon and not calling her? Does that cause a concern to you?
Oh, yes. I mean, she's these last 2 weekends, she has tried calling Evie, But I'm not allowing that anymore because she had a whole year to do that and has never did anything to go out of her way to see Evelyn. So I'm
But
not
she-
allowing her now to call and see her.
well, you know, those phone calls would be allowed.
But I don't have to allow that. I don't have to.
Okay.
I don't have to let her talk to her mom.
Okay. So, the the other question is, if she has never come by, why hasn't she ever come by the office? Does she indicate to you why she didn't come see her daughter?
No.
Does Evelyn know?
Yes, I tell Evelyn.
You tell her what?
I say that no one, that her grandma doesn't call her. I don't, Evelyn wants to call them and I do not allow her to call them because they don't even call her and ask for her. They don't come and see her. Nobody reaches out to look for, to call about Evelyn. Nobody does on her side of the family.
Okay.
And I do let Evelyn know that.
Okay, Judge. You can see our dilemma. No further questions.
Thank you. Anybody else have any question, Ms. Spray?
I've got one or two, Judge.
Okay, Mr.
Hi,
Mr.
Ms. Spray. My name is Rob Wilson. I represent CPS in this case. How long has Evelyn been placed with you?
For almost a year.
And how's that been going?
At first it was really hard, but it's gotten a lot better.
Tell me about what was hard.
She was just way behind in school. She didn't know how to write, read. She was just having trouble wanting to do homework, you know, just typical 8-year-old. She's gone to counseling, so basically she has the mind of a 5-year-old, but she's 8. So it's just getting her to kind of catch up to her age. You know,
Okay.
there was a lot of baby talk. We're trying to get her out of baby talking. You know, she's missed a lot of those years. So she's a little bit behind. So that's kind of, that was a struggle.
Yeah. And it's gotten better though, you said,
Oh, yes. Mhm.
but she's still with you all the time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do have you ever talked to anybody about taking a break now and then, what we call respite care, something like that?
Yes, I just started to with Marcy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is Marcy going to work on that for you?
I hope so.
Okay. Okay, good. Do you understand everybody's concerns here, Miss Spray,
Yes,
about contact that's not been approved?
I
Do
do
you?
now.
You do now?
Yes.
Can you explain to us your understanding of what the concerns are that everybody has in this case about Evelyn's safety?
Yes.
Is it, do you believe Evelyn's safe with you?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe Evelyn was safe with Sydney when she was with her?
I do. She loves her daughter. I'm sure. I believe she wouldn't let anything happen to her daughter.
Okay. But you also realize we're here because of choices Sydney made, correct?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So the people in this case are we want to trust Sydney, but she's kind of got to earn it and got to prove herself with us. And sometimes that means enforcing those rules. Do you understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's all I've got. Thank you, Ms. Spray. Pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any question, Ms. Spray? Ms. Spray, when y'all did this birthday luncheon and took Evelyn to see her dad, is he the same person that came up to your door that you wouldn't let in the house?
Yes. And I still won't do it. Yes. The
Okay.
same person.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
People in the apartment complex got flood concessions.
Two other people did.
2 others or 2 total?
Two other people. Yes.
Okay, so
On top,
3.
so three altogether.
Okay. And how many people get a welcome home? Was there a welcome home concession?
No, it's a card. I guess she pays online. So it's called the Welcome Home Card. A lot of our residents pay online instead of coming in here.
Okay.
So
So
you have
it's
to pay like $30 to use that card. A lot of people do that. I don't know why.
okay.
Mhm.
So concession wise, the flood deal was the only sort of rent help the apartment complex gave her. Is that correct?
Yes, we did that with all our facilities. Yes, we did.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Okay. I understand. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? No. Okay. Thank you. Miss Wright, next witness.
That's all witnesses I have, Judge. I would just, we are asking for unsupervised visits. I know what you said about that. But at this point in the case, we're way far in and she has not gotten to get off unsupervised, even though she's done everything that the department has asked her. So we're just asking for little baby steps so that we can move the case forward. Because we don't have real good placement options for these kids on a long-term basis.
Okay. Has she done a nail test, Miss Wright?
I'm not sure. I know she did a hair test a while back. I'm not sure, Judge.
Right. Miss Dale Cruz, has mom done a nail test?
I'm looking, Judge.
Anybody know? I don't remember. I didn't get a court report.
Judge, I don't believe we did. She said her nails were too short, and then I don't think it happened, unless Sydney remembers. She may
She's
remember.
trying to say something.
It looks like in November of 24, there was one done and that was a negative. I have a couple hair tests.
Okay.
So it's been a while since she's had a hair or a nail.
Okay.
And Judge, I would ask for ETG on that. That seems to be the issue.
Okay. I don't think that ETG can be told in the nails.
I think it's hair, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But if it can, I want it.
Okay.
Pretty please. And Your Honor, Miss Evans is going to have to leave pretty soon, and I did want her to talk about Jordan, if we could do that.
Okay. We'll go take her out of order. Okay.
Miss Evans, can you please turn on your camera and unmute yourself? I know you're juggling another child there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell us about Jordan's behaviors and special needs, just very general overview for the court so that the court and the lawyers understand?
Yeah, Jordan has significant sensitivities to transitions. He's easily overwhelmed, especially with loud noises or sensory input. He has really difficult time socially, so he's not able to build relationships, communicate his needs effectively with peers. And he has a difficult time communicating his needs. So what happens is that he gets overwhelmed, and it will start small potentially where there's just like chronic nose, screaming, falling out on the floor, and it can escalate to him being really aggressive. He's hit teachers in the face repeatedly with blocks, ripped his pull-up off, screamed and yelled. He'll hit, kick, bite other kids. We've had days at school where we get reports every hour that he's assaulted someone. He'll also punch himself in the face and headbang when he gets extremely dysregulated. He'll go periods of time where we just see the tantrums and we're able to mitigate any aggression by using a weighted vest, giving him visual prompts for the schedule, putting noise canceling headphones on him, and really like containing the environment at home. But then when there's changes in his routine or difficulties that he's not able to manage, we'll see periods where he has this spiked aggression. So over the holidays, when there was lots of changing because of routines, he had a lot of aggression. And then since the middle of June, we've seen a spike in his behavior. The school writes reports daily and have a lot of concerns about their ability to manage him. And there's two pieces to the school issue, just for clarity. One piece is that Jordan is currently a basic level of care, It's my understanding if we were to have him reevaluated and he was placed at an appropriate level of care, which would be moderate or specialized, he'll lose his daycare funding completely, and we can't afford to bridge that gap. So what we're asking for is a commitment that even if we stay in CCS, that no matter what level of care Jordan is assessed at, that he's able to continue to receive daycare funding. And then the other piece is that even with CCS, I've not found a daycare that's adequate to meet his needs. I do have him pending a special education evaluation with Georgetown ISD, where I'm hoping he'd be able to enter, but the soonest they said would be January. And that's if he's still with us. Otherwise, obviously that would go with him. I also have him on wait lists for evaluations for ABA clinics that theoretically could help to provide some care for him as well. He's been in speech and occupational therapy and play therapy since we've had him in October. He did successfully complete occupational therapy, but will likely need to be reassessed when he hits kind of that next milestone to see if he's still making adequate progress.
Judge, that's all I had for Ms. Evans. I just wanted to give everybody an overview so they understood the seriousness of his needs and level of care.
Okay, I have a bunch of stuff written down about that, and Ms. Potts let me know. I mean, for the order today, Ms. Potts let me know if I need to order anything else.
Yeah, Judge, I'm thinking if I know Ms. De La Cruz is going to look for that daycare, but if she's unable to find options, like if he's discharged today or tomorrow, we might not have options. And I think that's the concern because Ms. Evans works and also takes care of another child in her home. So if we could go ahead and have the order that just says if Ms. De La Cruz is unable to find it, that we could go ahead and put in place the special daycare, I would appreciate it.
I think his level of care needs to be reassessed.
Yes, Your Honor, it does. We need to go ahead and do that.
ASAP, here's just what I have. ASAP, CPS must pay for and provide for his child care with no gap in time. Disability specialist needs to be assigned to this case also ASAP.
Yes, Your Honor, I think Ms. De La Cruz has already talked to the disability specialist as well as the Social Security specialist, and they're working on what they're working on.
Okay. Anything else to help Miss Lacey?
Ms. Lacey, do you need anything? Ms. Evans, do you need anything else?
I don't think so. We've got him in therapy services. We're able to meet his needs at home. The biggest concern is just his needs being met consistently in a school environment where he's not increasing his frequency of aggression. He's starting to mimic other kids' behaviors as well. And I worry that he won't lose those behaviors and it'll just get worse if we don't intervene to not only, I think the point of the CCS daycares, there are a lot in the area, but they'll have 2 or 3 openings. The ones that have consistent, they'll take all CCS kids, just will not be safe for Jordan. He also has the elopement issues, and we've had some issues with their supervision of him as well. So anything we can do to get him an environment with a lower ratio, I'd greatly appreciate.
Okay, hold on.
Ms. Evans, have you checked out Head Start around your area? Was that an option?
Head Start has limited hours. They have the same ratio of 1 to 15. The school that I'm proposing for Jordan is 1 to 5. With that level, him with 14 other kids, so he sits at tables by himself, he plays by himself, and he does that on purpose because he gets so overwhelmed. When you put him with other kids, he'll start swinging his elbows and then escalate to punching and biting. He needs space and a quieter environment.
So I also added, let's see, CPS, the child care is to be in an environment with lower ratio and safe for Jordan. CPS is to confer with Georgetown ISD about his needs. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And report to the court and all attorneys, CASA, within 1 month. Okay, got that. Okay, thank you, ma'am, Miss Evans. You stay on until you're able to leave if you would like. Until you have to leave. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Wright, do you have any more witnesses?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Grove, any witnesses?
No, ma'am, other than to ask Mr. Oliva to respond to the letter that I just mailed him.
Did you
Okay.
respond? Did you write that to Llano County?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, I haven't got it yet, but when I get it, I'll respond to it immediately.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Clyde, what would you like to add?
Your Honor, I think you guys have covered a lot of material, and I agree with all the comments that were made today. The concerns I have are current placement for Jordan and safety, not so much the placement itself, but his ability to receive the services that he needs and the daycare that would be good for him. The recent psychological evaluation of him pointed out the autism level 2 diagnosis and the delayed development. So it's important that he gets that. As has been discussed, his behavior since about mid-June has deteriorated, and as he moved up to an older class in the daycare that he's currently at. So that disruption has not been good for him. And then for Evelyn, just the concerns, just to reiterate the concerns about the unsupervised visits that occurred. And but she seems to be doing well. She just started the new school year. She was happy to get back into the classroom to see her friends again. So all of those things have been addressed at this point. So I have nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Potts?
Your Honor, I believe that is all that I have, but I do believe that adequate time is being provided. It is just that Ms. Lewis is not taking advantage of that, and that seems to be a pattern unless we mention it in court or we're on her case every day about going to an extracurricular activity or the court orders it. She just doesn't do it, and that is concerning.
Okay, I have a whole page of orders. Let me ask this. Do y'all think we need to go on a reset mediation? Because our next permanency hearing is 10/21, and then our trial is 11/12.
Yes, Your Honor, that would be good.
Okay. And who, I don't remember, did y'all went to mediation before. Do y'all want the same mediator or you want somebody different?
I don't think we've mediated this.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
was just about to say that I missed it.
Okay.
Matt, it's old age.
I confess that fully. I'm still caught up on the beer party and the free rent.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me look at something.
Judge, I wouldn't want to do it too soon because, if our trial's not till November and our dismissal date is December, there's a lot of time for potential improvements or I guess lack thereof.
Well, I have, excuse me, between 10/21 and 11/12. But
I
since
think
that's a
that's-
short time frame, y'all need to go on and get it on the books.
Yes, ma'am. No, that's great. Thank you.
Do we need to do in person?
Yes, Your Honor, I think that would be good.
Okay. And placement of 10.
That would be good too.
Okay, mediators, Russ Baker, Fran Brockstein, Angela Dowdle, Emily Miller, Carl Pro, Randy Robinson, Andrew Thompson, Sonia Camp, Matt Camp, Gary Cooley, Dory Mystic, and then I have another former judge that wants to get on the list, but she wants to Zoom. So
Emily? I don't know. It's
Yeah, I only
complicated.
know half of those people but the half I know would be fine. Emily would do a good job.
y'all, Miss Wright, you okay with Emily Miller?
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
I mean, you got Mr. Baker?
But wasn't he mom's attorney?
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, thanks. Sorry. Forgot.
That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Emily will do fine.
Mr. Grove, opinion?
Judge, nobody really ever cares about my opinion, but to the extent the court does this morning, I'm fine with that also, Judge. I assume mediation will be at the courthouse there next to the barbecue places.
Well, there's not a barbecue place next to the courthouse, but it'll be somewhere.
Well, it's close enough for a fat guy like me, Judge.
Oh, yes.
I'm trying to get to the important part of mediation for that.
It's in the
Yeah.
same town. That'll do.
Yeah.
That is the important part.
Right. And it's not like it's in the same town in Austin. So yeah, you can probably get to it in 5 minutes. You'll be okay.
I don't even like confessing that I live anywhere near Austin, Judge.
Okay. Okay. So here's the orders. Parents shall have a service plan. You have to comply. Your parental rights can be subject to termination. Our next permanency hearing is 10/21/25. Let's see. Paternal grandma is not to assist parents in any manner financially, not through her job, not pay any rent, nothing like that. She is not to allow the parents to have any contact with the children except as told to her by CPS or the ad litem. Mom is not to receive credit for any classes until successful course completion is verified by CPS. No sample certificates accepted. Provide CPS with contact information for CPS to be able to verify the completion. CPS daycare school specialist to help Jordan's foster family ASAP. CPS is provide child care assistance for Miss Spray and respite immediately. Miss Sydney can attend Evelyn's extracurricular events if Miss Spray is attending. Miss Sydney is to nail test with the results returned by 9/15/25 per CPS. Sydney is to successfully complete a PETH test as arranged by the department before 8/20/25. Jordan's level of care is to be reassessed ASAP, and CPS must pay and provide for his child care with no gap in time. Disability specialist on the case also to be assigned ASAP. Jordan is to be in a child care with lower ratio and that it's safe for Jordan and meets his needs. CPS is to confer with Georgetown ISD about his needs and report to the court and all attorneys and CASA within a month. Anybody need anything else?
Judge, I believe we may need a standalone order if the department has to pay for the daycare with the lower ratio. I don't think they'll do it without it.
Well, somebody just send me one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can we circulate that order before it's sent to you, Judge, please?
Yes, that's a lot. Yes. And I'll take a copy of the docket sheet and send it to y'all.
And Judge, what did you order has to be done by 8/20/25?
PETH test. It's an alcohol test. Ms. Daly knows about it.
Thank you.
I'm taking a picture of it right now. Okay. Okay. Good luck to everybody. And yeah, she can go to extracurriculars, but Miss Placement has to be there and she's not to be alone with her. I mean, Placement has to be right there also.
So, Judge, is your order no unsupervised or no unsupervised unless agreed by the ad litems and department?
My order about visitation is as y'all agree.
Thank you.
Okay. With the exception of attending extracurricular, like open house, you know, she has like soccer game, whatever, she can go to those things with Miss Spray attending and close by.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all. Y'all are excused. Okay.
Holy cow. What do we owe this privilege of having Mr. Dwayne Rogers, the elected county attorney, with us? I'm honored.
Mr. Grove, I will accept your honor. No, I'm teasing. I'm here for about half of them today.
I'll accept your honor and your accolades.
Okay, Susan, on that last thing.
Checks in the mail, Matt.
Ready to provide attorney ad litem a full written accounting of mom's rent by 9/1/25.
That's perfect, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mom's rent is rent. Does that say the right word?
It's rent, or you could say of who paid the rent or something like that. But I think that's what accounting means, but she may not.
Showing who paid and all concessions made. Okay, county attorneys, y'all get that? I'll just take another, this is third time, I'll just take another picture.
And is everybody still here? Yeah, Sonya's still here. One of the things that we have never requested because we were trying to let her get on her feet was child support. But if it's too late to ask for that, it's okay. I just throwing it out there.
I mean, I would probably want to put her and let her testify to her expenses, because if y'all are saying she can't even pay her rent, I mean,
That's true.
Well, Sonia, wouldn't the rent income necessarily be, or the rent concession? I think we could count that as income.
sure, impute the hell out
Just
of it.
impute a little bit.
I mean, if I ordered it'd be like $50, it would be like nothing.
That would be nice. I mean, that's helpful.
I mean, Sonia, you have any objection with me ordering that?
I mean, I think so, Jeff. We're not
Well,
doing
Susan,
real
why
good.
don't we set this for a special hearing and we can spend some more county money and have a special hearing about child support.
Okay.
Or you could circulate an agreed order and we give Sonia some time to talk to her client about it.
Why don't you do that?
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. And that would accomplish the same thing. And because if we have to have a hearing, we have to spend more county money. That $50 might be off the table. Just saying.
Understood.
Well, that took a while. Okay. Let's see. Miss Kristen, you need to, are you in bed? You need to sit up and you need to unmute yourself. Truth, the whole truth. Okay, but the truth will help you God. Okay, we're in court, so everybody needs to sit up. No vaping, no smoking, no nothing like that. Hats off. This is our status hearing. I'm really sort of thinking about redoing this, resetting this case because I don't like this CPS report. I can read a service plan. I've told y'all and I've told y'all and I've told y'all multiple times, don't recite just a service plan. I want to know how the parents are doing on the service plan. I'm fully capable of reading the service plan, as are all the other lawyers. We all need to know how the parents are complying with their service plan, even at a status hearing. So that made me mad, Mr. Rogers. I know we probably have some new people in this case. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. I don't think I know who the supervisor is. But from now on, when y'all get a report like that, tell them it's going to be rejected, that I'm not going to approve it, and we're not going to have a hearing. Angela Diaz and Renee Herrera, not happening again. Okay. I've reset cases and burned it when that's happened before. I didn't get a cost report. I didn't get a lot of cost reports for the last 2 days. I mean, I have deadlines, y'all, and I don't look at stuff after the deadline. If they're not here by the deadline, I'm not going to look at it. Period and story. And I'm thinking about not letting people that don't timely file reports testify, because that's not fair. It doesn't help me or the lawyers get ready for court. So there you go. I think they're due 7 business days, whatever that standing order says. Doesn't it say 7 business days before court? That applies to CPS and CASA. There you go. So anyway, I don't like the report. I don't know very much about this case other than mom's had a mental health crisis lately, and that Bentley is doing well in foster care, meeting all milestones. No ECI because it's on meeting its milestones. So at least the child is doing well. So, Mr. Rogers, what's up?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, we will certainly take that into advisement and make sure that we have the reports to the court's liking in the future. And I apologize for that.
Can I interrupt for just a second? I'm sorry, Renee's in the waiting room and he's the caseworker on this case.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I pushed the button and then they went away.
I do believe we could take some testimony about service plan compliance. I do have some information on that if the court would like to hear it now.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Rogers.
All right. So, there's Mr. Herrera. Okay. Could you reveal your video? Thank you, Mr. Herrera. Let me call Renee Herrera. Sir, the court has inquired about service plan compliance. My understanding is that the mother is not compliant with the service plan, has missed several drug tests. Can you detail for the court what tests she has missed and what other areas she may or may not be compliant with her service plan, please?
Sure. So the test that she missed, just give me 1 second. I do have that here with me. So okay, so she did take the first hair strand test that was on June 13th. She then took a UA on July 3rd. That one she tested negative on. She missed a drug test on July 7th. Also UA, and then she was requested to test the following day, July 8th. Also missed that UA. She was to test on July 11th. She didn't test, and then on July 17th, and then same thing on July 22nd. She missed those UAs.
So she did an initial hair strand and one UA and then has not tested since. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. What were the results of the hair strand, if you know?
Sure. So she came out positive for the hair strand. Do you want to know the results?
Yeah, what were the substances she was positive for?
So she was positive for amphetamines, marijuana, and methamphetamines.
Okay. And what about the one UA she took?
The one UA, she tested negative for that one.
Okay.
Okay, Kristen, you need to be quiet. You're making noise and I can hear it.
And so, just to summarize, the court has already referred to this, but there was a significant attempt at self-harm on June 16th by mom, and she had some significant health effects from that, being on life support and having a permanent pacemaker installed. I don't know we need to go into too much detail on that for the sake of our privacy, but I did just want to make sure the court was aware of the situation and what had occurred. The department is also working to contact two possible fathers, I believe, Mr. Tyler Everett and Lee Cunningham. Were those names given to you by mom?
Yes.
Okay. And I understand you have attempted some communication with them. At least at the time of the report, you had not heard back from either. Has that changed?
So that has changed. I did receive new information on
Okay.
their whereabouts.
Okay. And have you gotten into communication with either one of them? And if so, what was the nature of that communication?
So initially I tried to reach out to both Lee Cunningham and Tyler Everett through Facebook. I made a DFPS account, sent a message to Tyler Everett, and he did not respond, but he did see the message. Just 2 days ago, I received a call from his mother, actually, who informed me that he's in denial, that he may be Bentley's father. And she also let me know that he lives in a, she didn't give me an exact address, but she gave me an approximate location as to where he lives.
Can you speak up, Mr. Herrera? The judge's having trouble hearing you.
Sure. So when Tyler Everett's mother gave me a call, she gave me an approximate location for where he lives at. And said that he's in denial that he may be the father. And she also mentioned that Tyler is on drugs. I'm not sure if that's accurate now. But she mentioned that he's on drugs. He doesn't have a phone. And she also mentioned that the other alleged father, Lee Cunningham, also lives in that same area. It's in an RV park.
Okay. Okay. Have you had any successful direct communication with Mr. Everett or Mr. Cunningham?
Not at this moment.
Okay. But you'll continue your attempts, I assume?
Yes.
Thank you. Also, Judge, it's come to the department's attention by reviewing the birth certificate that the child's name is actually, so we'll be amending the petition accordingly shortly. Mr. Herrera, I know it's early days, but has mom made any efforts to comply with her service plan? Has she completed any of the items on the list?
So initially, she did let me know that she had signed up for parenting classes in Kingsland. Um, this is when I last spoke to her in our last monthly face-to-face. She also let me know that she had called to schedule a psychiatric evaluation. Um, so she was given 4 dates to choose from in August and September, and she reported that she wasn't sure as to which one would work out for her as there were transportation issues. But I let her know to let me know whenever she would sign up for one. I've heard nothing since about that psychiatric evaluation. Um, as for individual counseling, she hadn't signed up for them. Same thing there. I hadn't heard anything back from there. Um, and that's about it as it goes for services.
Okay, I appreciate that. I know that the county has got a new provider for public transportation, and you might look into that. They do provide transportation within the region, not just the old Hill Country buses used to do. So there might be some options there if transportation is an issue. Obviously, because it's a status hearing, the department would like to make the service plan in order of the court. But Mr. Herrera, do you need anything else from the court today in this case?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions of Mr. Herrera?
No questions, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Harris, any questions?
No, Judge.
I'm sorry, Ms. Wright.
No questions from Mr. Herrera.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Next witness, Mr. Rogers.
I have no further witnesses, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Wright, any witnesses?
I just want to call Mom briefly.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Christian, can you hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, can you tell me what your intention is with this case? Do you plan to work services, or we had talked about another route? What is your plan at this point?
Well, as right now, I want to do the services, but I'm still trying to reach out to my sister, Susan Kramer. She lives in Illinois, and I'm still trying to get a hold of her.
Okay, so Judge, there may be someone that we want an ICPC done on, but I told Kristen she needed to talk to her first because, if there's no point in ordering it if she's not going to do it. So that's kind of where we're at.
Can Miss Kristen give Mr. Herrera that phone number, that name, so maybe he can reach out, or Miss Harris or Acosta can reach out?
Yes, I will send them the phone number and the name.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all we have, Judge. We don't have any requests.
And ma'am, who is that?
My sister, my half sister,
Okay.
Susan Kramer,
And where does she live?
Illinois.
Okay. Okay, y'all, and I had on here, Mr. Rogers, that this was possibly an ICWA Indian case too, per Miss Kristen.
Yes. I just don't know what tribe it is.
That's okay. That's their, they can.
We can look into that. Do you have any idea if any of your relatives were on the registration, even if you don't remember the tribe?
I'm not for sure. I know that my mom and my grandma were part Indian.
Okay.
And they're both gone.
Okay. And what were their names?
My grandma was Sandra Mobley.
Okay. Mobley?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your mom?
Betty Winslow.
Winslow, Winslow?
Wislow.
Okay, Wislow. Okay, thank you.
Miss Kristen, I know a Sandra Mobley. Is your relative passed?
Yes, that's my grandma.
Where did she live?
She lived in Hondo.
Okay, different one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have any questions, Miss Kristen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Casa, anything y'all like to add?
No, we have some concerns because mom goes back and forth between wanting to relinquish our work services. But the baby's doing great. He's been a good placement, has everything he needs. He appears to be on target. He's hearing and seeing and has shown no signs of withdrawal.
Okay, good.
Need daycare during the day. He's doing really good.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Miss Harris?
Nothing to add, Judge. Bentley's doing great. We're early in the case, so I hope that mom decides to get things together and do some work. But if not, I hope that she'll make some long-term decisions if she's not going to do that, so that we don't have a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
I'll respect your choice either way.
Thank you, Miss Harris. What do y'all want me to do about the dad situation? There's 2 alleged. There's an unknown in here. Do y'all want me to go on and appoint somebody to represent the dad?
Actually, can I say something? I'm sorry.
Yes. If Miss Wright didn't care, is it about the father?
Yes.
Miss Wright, do you
That's
care?
fine.
Okay.
So Tyler Everett, he's actually wanting to do a DNA test. He actually lives a couple blocks down from me.
Okay. Is he a possibility, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. And what about that Cunningham person?
He lives right down the road too. He lives in the same part where Tyler does.
What, is he a
And
possibility?
he told me that he's willing to do it too. And that he was going to sign off his rights if he is the father, because he just wants a better lifestyle for the baby.
Okay.
Well, for the moment, Judge, let me suggest order DNA tests on both of these gentlemen, and if we confirm one, so be it, and if not, we'll add an unknown.
Okay. And it's Lee Cunningham, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, just so I know, what do you think what are the odds on one or both of them? I mean, they both can't be the dad, duh. But I mean, who do you think?
It looks most likely like Tyler.
Okay. Tyler first. Okay.
Yes.
Are they white, Hispanic, African
They're
American?
white, both.
They're both. Okay. And are you white, ma'am? You're
I'm half white, half Hispanic.
Okay. Okay. And what's Bentley look like?
Mostly white.
Mostly. Okay. 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 Well, let's just go on. Here's what the orders are. I'm going to approve the service plan and make it order the court. Miss Kristen, you have to comply with your service plan, or your parental rights could be subject to termination. I'm sure you know that. Miss Kristen will provide CPS her family member, sister, half sister Susan Kramer, in Illinois. Will provide her information to see if she would be considered for possible placement. So if she would think about it, that'd be great. If not, there's no reason to waste a bunch of time going that way. DNA on Tyler Everett and Lee Cunningham. Everybody get y'all's pens out. I'll give y'all our court dates. First permanency hearing is 11/12. Second one is 2/11/26. Our final trial is 5/13/26, and our dismissal date is June 1st, 26. And I wrote all hearings are agreed Zoom. Does everybody agree to that, or y'all want to come to the courthouse?
Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom's fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank y'all. Miss Kristen, start working on your service plan or make a plan like Miss Harris said, and we wish you the best, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You're excused. Everybody's excused. Thank you. Testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth,
Judge, I
nothing but
think
the
we're
truth,
set
so
for
help
the
God.
submissions.
Okay, we were set for perm final. It looks like the parents have signed some affidavits of relinquishment. I'm looking at dad now. It looks good. Mom's looks good. I had a question. I had that dad had some ICWA. Dad told me on 12/30/24. Her dad is uncle and great grandma were ICWA, so that would change how we do the termination hearing today. Also, the department's report talks about the aunt being PMC now, but then it also talks about working to get her license. So I was, and because the paternal aunt wants to adopt Elijah, so I was really confused about all that. So before we begin, department, what's up with the ICWA stuff?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that I put two things in there. She changed in the middle of the interacting with her, and the aunt just wants PMC at this point, and that's what we agreed to at mediation. And the ICWA part, I interviewed Connie, his dad's mom. I interviewed the sister who is the placement, Amanda DeHart. No one knows what dad is talking about as far as him saying he's Native American, because no one else in the family is claiming that, and they never have.
Okay. I'm writing my docket sheet. No family have a clue what he's talking about.
Yes, ma'am. I asked them several times, and I'm like, are you sure there's not any, ever been discussions about it? And Connie, the grandmother, Mr. Weems's mother, guarantees me that she has no idea what he's talking about and has never told any stories that they're Native American or anything.
Okay. Okay, good. Before we begin, also CASA, Miss Dorsett, Miss Lang, does the placement understand about PMC? Are there going to be PCA benefits? I mean, do they just want us to get out and move on?
They want it to be over with. They want to just go on with their own selves and handle things. And down the road, if the parents get better, then they want to, they want to let the parents be a part of the child's life as well. But at the moment, they don't want to adopt. They just want to be PMC.
Okay. Did y'all go over what they're leaving out on leaving out on the table? I mean, this is kind of dumb if you ask me.
Yeah, we
Yes,
explained it to them, but this is how they want it to be.
Okay. Miss Lang, you said yes too?
I did, Judge. We talked to them about the pros and cons, and they understand they could go do a private adoption in the future, and they're okay. They're fine with that. We talked about benefits. There was a couple there. They hit a hurdle, I think, in the licensure, and there was an issue about driver's licenses and things like that. They did receive kinship funds. So they really were we all talked to them at some point, and they were adamant that they wanted this case done, and PMC's fine with them. And the mom and dad actually came to my office to sign their relinquishments right after the hearing.
Okay. So as far as y'all are concerned, we're closing it today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Rogers, you may begin, please.
Actually, Mr. Wilson's case, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Mr. Wilson. Okay, so permanency hearing. I guess everybody got the email I sent y'all this morning. So we're working on the ex parte letter. Let's see. I want to know why he's leaving some of his pets behind. Y'all know that bothers me. Where he talks about he's got a new place. I didn't get a CPS report, so I don't know about that. But sounds like everything else is going fine. Grandma is having some medical problems. I was definitely sorry to hear about that, but mom is not here. Her lawyers are here. So Mr. Wilson, you may begin.
All right. Thank you, Judge. So after the setback a couple months ago, Mr. Ellison has been back on his feet and doing what we ask him. He and the child and the grandmother are, I believe, all living in an RV in or near Kingsland. I believe Austin Jr. is about to start or has started over at Pax Saddle Elementary. And let's see, they had an AC issue with the RV, but hopefully they're getting on top of that. I don't know anything about the pets or dogs, but we can explore that. And then, of course, things with the mother are the same as they have been. Obviously, from that letter, nothing's really changed or improved there. So we are working pretty quickly toward the end of this case. So we want to talk about maybe adding to the unsupervised visit time that Dad has to see how that goes and see if he's going to be ready to have his child back and at the end of this case.
Let's see, I ordered that monitor return in about April or March, right?
April 9th, Judge.
Okay.
And you have it set for final on 9/10.
Yeah.
Dismissal 10/6 is what I have in my notes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Thank you. Anybody, Mr. Wilson, you need to call the caseworker, or we're just going to keep going?
It's fine with me to keep going.
Okay. Miss McClure, Miss McCary, what do y'all need?
Client.
Okay, I understand that. Sounds like she's done with y'all from her email. Oh, well. If she can send emails, she can figure out how to come on Zoom. So there you go. Anything else from y'all?
Not that I have, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Lane.
So, Your Honor, I do know that Krista has been communicating with, she actually got a hold of Anita's, I guess, FaceTime or some version of getting a messenger, got a hold of her and been sending messages. Austin's been good about forwarding them immediately to all the parties to let them know. So she's alive and well somewhere in Kingsland. And I believe that is his greatest fear and anxiety is dealing with that. But that's going to be part of life until she evolves and does whatever she's going to do. I would like for Austin to explain to you what's going on with the animals. And so Austin, I'm gonna let you talk about that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about having little man Junior get his own therapy. I think there's been some concerns brought up that he needs to have some more help with his trauma. He's doing family therapy with Tina Nunley and Austin Sr. But I think Ashley and Austin and probably Julie as well found that he's in need of his own therapy. So that's going to happen. But if I can call Austin Ellison, and Austin, if you'll explain to the court where the pets are that you had at the house and what their status is. You have to unmute them.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you, but at least we know it's you. There you are. Oh, you're off again. We can't hear you. There,
how about now?
We got both.
Good?
Yes.
Okay. The only animal that's there is the cat, and because she's pregnant. And we've been going back and forth and feeding her and making sure that she's good. We're going to wait till she has her babies. She's in a like a box and stuff like that right now. All the dogs have been put to different homes. The Blue, my son's dog, is with us, of course. And that's all the animals. There's nothing else there but a cat.
There were two dogs that belonged to Anita that you had taken over to the Highland Lakes Animal Rescue, but they've been adopted out, as your understanding.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else knows of any other animals, but that's all I've been familiar with as well.
Yes.
So
I'll be wanting to give away some cats here soon. So
why don't you get the cat fixed?
Well, the cat was kind of a please take me home type animal, and it stuck around and got pregnant.
But now it needs to be fixed, right?
Oh yeah, this definitely fixed.
Okay.
Call Lano Kitty Fixers. They can probably help you.
Lano
I can get
Kitty
you that
Fixers.
number. I can
right.
get you the number.
Yeah, Miss Lane knows the person that runs it.
Okay.
I can do that, Judge. Thank you.
Is she too far along to fix her now?
She is about the size of a bowling ball right now. She's about ready at probably any time.
Where is the cat now?
It's in the house. We have her in the front kitchen area in a little like box and stuff. She's kind of took to the box, so we moved the box in there, and that's where she's been. And she's been there the last 2 days that we've been about to feed her and stuff and check her out. So she's getting ready to give birth.
Well, you might want to make sure she gives birth okay. You know, I mean, I know lots of people do, but lots of animals have problems too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What are you going to do when you get rid of the cat? I mean, once the kitties are born, are you going to bring them to your house? What are you going to do with the cat?
I think they're going to go to Anita's. That's what she was going to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm back to just one dog. So, and that's the way I want it.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't like people that abandon or give away or don't take care of their animals.
I completely agree with you.
Okay.
Judge, I need to let the court know that Austin, and he did visit with Ashley, and I believe Julie's in the loop now, has decided to have Junior go to Pack Saddle instead of back over to RJ, Richie, and Burnett. Logistically, it would have meant he would be on a bus early, home late, or Austin's back and forth up and down the highway, missing out on opportunities to work. So he and Ashley are working hard to get the paperwork in place to get little man started at Pack Saddle. I just need to hear from Ashley if there's anything that Austin needs to be doing to help facilitate that, because Lano started last week. RJ Ritchie doesn't start till the 17th, so we don't want him to miss school. So if there's a plan for him to get going, we need to know what we need to do to help.
It all got done.
Okay, so he's ready to start school tomorrow?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Ashley, is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am. I've emailed everything over. I've been in contact with the registrar. We've got the enrollment complete. I'm just waiting for the good to go is the only thing lacking. So hopefully tomorrow will be his first day.
And so Mr. Ellison took Junior to get a physical and his tetanus shot, I believe is what he had to have. So he got that all taken care of. So I think we're ready to start school, Judge. That's really all I have except for the family therapy for Junior.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Lane. Casa, what do y'all need?
Basically all we need is the individual therapy for Austin. Everything's been going fairly smoothly. And everything that we've asked for has been done and done immediately. And, you know, it is concerning to me that he's going to be in Kingsland, and that now we've just announced it on here where he's at. So if she's watching, that's concerning. But you know, she's been Krista's been alive and well with writing the same things over and over and over. So
we're not on YouTube though, right, Judge? Because you're in the
we're on
YouTube. Oh, we are. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Does the school know that only Mr. Ellison or one of y'all can pick him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is she? Do we think she's living in Kingsland? I thought I heard that earlier.
I think she's at a shelter in Marble Falls. I've seen her walking across the highway at 1431 and 281 before, and there's a women's shelter down in that area. And I believe I saw her walking in front of the Dollar General in Kingsland at one point, but I'm just seeing her walking those 2 times.
Miss McCary, is she at the crisis center? Do y'all know? Is she at the crisis center?
As far as we know, she was, but my understanding from her recent text is she's in Burnett somewhere.
Okay.
Judge,
I haven't seen her in a while.
Somebody want to say something?
Yes, this is Ashley, the caseworker. I've been in contact with Miss Krista. She was discharged from the shelter due to the shelter being under the assumption that she was getting reunification of the kiddos. Right now, as of this morning, she said she's at a hospital just due to some of just physical health concerns. She didn't verify which one, but it's still my understanding that she doesn't have a stable place to go after her hospital discharge.
Okay. Well, she made her bed, so to speak. I mean, I can't do anything about that. So, okay, Ms. Wright.
Judge, just same concerns as everyone else. Really, is just mom and how we keep the kiddo safe, being out in the community and school. I'm wondering if maybe we could send a standalone order to the school that she's to have no contact, no lunch, no nothing. Just that it's extra clear, because I know the schools are kind of hesitant on interpreting those orders, but if we make it super clear for them, maybe that will help.
They were able to do that for me at RJ Ritchie. We did that.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna order, standalone order to be sent to school with stay away orders, tracking protective order language, and all other conditions, rules added by CPS, DAD, and ed items. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay.
Your
Anybody
Honor.
need anything else for today?
Yes.
Increase the unsupervised time, Judge. I forgot to bring that up. Sorry. Thank you, Jim.
I'm gonna say DAD's visits increase per CPS and ed items. I mean, yeah, he's on a monitor return. I mean, we're about to get out of this case. Y'all figure, I mean, I know y'all figure it out. I'm happy with whatever y'all decide. So, okay. And I heard that, Mr. Fernandez and Mr. Ellison are communicating, the boys are communicating. So that was really good too. So good. Okay, Mr. Ellison, you have a service plan. You have to comply. Your parental rights could be subject to termination. Our final trial is set for 9/10/25. We'll see. Anybody need anything else?
No, thank you, Judge.
No, Judge.
Okay, well, I think we need an order for today that just says everything continue, and then we need a standalone order, and y'all just, y'all ed items, CPS, y'all review it. Ms. Blaine, y'all review it before it's sent to me to make sure y'all got in all the language that y'all want.
Will do.
Okay, thank y'all. Y'all are excused. Testimony you're about to give, be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay, I didn't get a cost report, but Kirsten's at the new place doing well. I was wondering if Stephanie has been included in the therapy. But sound like Kirsten's doing fine. So Mr. Rogers, you may begin.
Yeah, let me call Ms. Montez and talk about a couple of these issues. Good morning, Ms. Montez. First of all, to the judge's question, my understanding is that Kirsten and Stephanie had a therapy session. It didn't really go well, and Kirsten had some reaction to it, so they paused those, but they are scheduled to resume. Can you give us a little more detail on all of that? Oh, you're muted.
Okay,
Well, I'll tell you what, let me try it this way, Judge. Nod your head yes if what I said is correct. Kirsten and Stephanie had a therapy session, didn't go very well. Kirsten kind of stopped eating, so they paused them, but they're scheduled to resume and try again. Is that correct? Ms. Richards is nodding her head. I'll take that as an assent.
Okay.
And also, in fact, let me just call Ms. Richards because I think Ms. Montez is having some issues, Judge, if that's acceptable.
Okay.
So, Ms. Richards, first of all, everything I said, is that about right? Is there anything you have to add to that?
No, that is my understanding, and everything is about to start up again.
Okay.
And yes, go ahead.
Outside of that one therapy session, has Miss Stephanie attempted any contact that she shouldn't have with Kirsten? I know there's been a problem in the past, but I didn't see anything about that in the reports.
Not that I am aware of, nor have I seen any of those outbursts.
Okay. And my understanding is Kirsten still, her plan, if it was up to her, would be to go home and eventually to go to college. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And she's been working with PAL on some of these issues and some of these triggers. How is that going? If you know.
Her and her PAL coordinator are amazing. Sadly, PAL, due to some of their restricted funding, is not able to pick her up from the home she's at and get her to activities in the area. So I have announced that I will gladly go get her. Just tell me when, where to have her, no problems, so that she's not missing out on anything.
What sort of activities is she doing? And first of all, we appreciate that. But what sort of
Sure. My understanding is there is not only some of the, of course, like college visits and things like that, but there's also she is part of a group that goes and talks with some of the government officials and things about not only improving the, court process or things for children in foster care, but those that are going to age out. And she is really well connected. Her PAL coordinator could not praise her even more because of her ability to communicate with every level of people.
Good. Are there any other concerns that you have about Kirsten's situation, whether it's placement, behaviors, or anything like that at this time?
The only concern that CASA has, of course, is making sure that she continues with her personal therapy and making sure that she has those tools so that as she does age out of the system or go down that path of looking at it, that she is set to have those healthy boundaries and knows a backup plan. It isn't, you're out on your own. Here's the wolves.
That's a good plan. And my understanding, by the way, is I think she turns 17 this September and 18 the next.
Correct.
So we are getting down the road, as you say.
Yes.
All right. Is the current placement doing fine? Are they suggesting discharge at any time, or are we still looking around? Where are we on that?
So current placement is doing really, really well, helping with the therapy and so forth. Of course, Kirsten would like to do a home visit or face-to-face visit with Stephanie and siblings that are there in Temple. But my understanding is current placement is really doing well.
Okay, good. And what do you think about that request? Is that something you'd want a therapist recommendation before that happens?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And even then, I wouldn't be gung-ho on like an overnight visit or something. If I need to help with an hour visit, transportation, monitoring, like I'm here to make sure as long as the therapist is okay with that.
Right. First, we at least got to get to the point where Kirsten and Stephanie get through a therapy session without it causing a reaction.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Your Honor, that's all I have for Ms. Richens. I'll pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions, Ms. Richens?
Your Honor, I don't have any questions, but I did have a couple of updates. A couple of things Kirsten needed. Ms. Montez may have already resolved this, I don't know, but looky there. Hi, handsome. Okay, so that was fun. She indicated that school did not have her ARD records, and so they don't have any accommodations for her. And could she please get those? I don't know if that is accurate or not, but that is what she has indicated to me. She said she likes school. She did make choir. And I think one of the concerns that Ms. Montez has, since she's not here to say it, I'll just say it, was that apparently Ms. Gonzalez was sharing in therapy things about how Zane, her brother, had all kinds of trauma and problems because of things that Kirsten did. And I think that was concerning to Ms. Montez, so I was just passing on that concern. Kirsten always wants me to tell you, what is that? Is that the cat or the?
Yeah, there's like stuff is spread out all over the place, and I'm trying to. There's really not a safe place for him to lay, so I think he's bugging me.
So Kirsten would like to be able to go to her birthday visit with Miss Montez coming up, and she would like to go home as soon as possible. She wants to be with Miss Stephanie. When I talked with Miss Montez, she does not know if the therapist has asked Miss Stephanie if she would be willing to take her back home, and if so, what those conditions are. But Kirsten very much wants to go home right now, as soon as she can.
I wonder if, well, number one, that Miss Stephanie obviously doesn't have her act together. If that's how she's starting out therapy. You know, how about I hadn't talked, well, I allegedly hadn't talked to you in a while. We hadn't been together, and this is how I'm going to start this out. Making her have a guilt trip, pity part. You know, that's crazy. My God. What about asking Stephanie and whoever is in that family and I'm just throwing this out, y'all don't boo and hiss at me. See if they want to go see Kirsten at her placement with her therapy and have an therapist and have an in-person birthday visit.
With the therapist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And have a birthday party / therapy session.
Okay. At placement.
Miss Richards, what do you think?
As long as it's at
I totally agree. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As long as it's in front of the therapist, I agree. And, you know, if I need to bring the streamers
Richards,
and the
what do you
cake,
think?
I can. I think it's a great idea. As long as it's in front of the therapist. And if I need to bring cake and streamers, I would do that and step away.
Oh, let me see your tongue out. Sorry, I got the peanut gallery that just returned from Atlanta. Okay.
Takes after Grandpa.
Yeah. I'm just going to put Stephanie and family can have a B-Day therapy session with Kirsten.
In person, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I know Beaumont's not exactly close, but if that's inconvenient for them, and I'm being kind of sarcastic about that, they maybe if they can't make it, maybe they could at least do it via Zoom.
Judge, I think she's in Houston now.
Oh.
She got moved.
She was in Beaumont. That's right. Right.
Yeah, she was.
I have another young lady that we moved there right after. I'm getting confused. That's right. Y'all know who that is on that case, Mr. Rogers. That's at the same place that Kirsten used to be. Okay.
And Judge, I'm a little bit confused about why PAL can't do their job and come pick up and drop Kirsten off. And I am very grateful for Miss Richards, but a drive to go to all of these events that are in and around, you know, you got to go pick her up in Houston and take her somewhere. I don't understand why PAL can't come pick her up and take her where she needs to be. And Miss Richards, was there a reason?
Yeah, he said his funding has been cut. And so his management said that they don't have the funding for the time nor gas.
Well, I'm not buying that. I mean, they have a huge budget. I mean, do they care about these children? You know, these older children, the children that need to be in care. I'm not buying that. PAL to transport child to all events scheduled by her and CASA. So I don't want Kirsten just to say, I'm going to go to this, I'm going to go to this, I'm going to do this. I mean, it needs to be something that Miss Richards, and I'll just say Susan, think that are, you know, I don't want to be taking advantage of it, you know, and I know she won't, but you know what I'm saying?
And I get it. I get it.
No, I don't really care if their funding's cut. There's less kids in care now, so bully for them. And how many kids that we had actually go through with all the extended care stuff and take advantage of it and use the system. And I don't mean using a bad word, you know, you know what I mean? So forget, there's a lot more things I want to say, but I'm not going to say it because we're on YouTube.
I totally understand.
You get it. Okay. So anybody need anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, next perm hearing is 11/12/25. Stephanie and family can have a birthday therapy session with Kirsten in person. PAL to transport children to all events scheduled by Kirsten, CASA, and Attorney Adliden. Okay. Well, I think this is the best report we've had, ladies and gentlemen. So good news. Okay. Thank y'all. Keep me posted. Tell Stephanie, you know, we talked to her last time. Tell her I expect better.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Judge.
Swear affirm the
I'm
testimony
gonna
you're
get
about
my
to give
drink
real quick. Hold on just a second. Let the truth so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, Malachi's still at the same place. You know, I still want him to go to a therapeutic foster home. There was some information that was needed from a psychiatrist. He's on lots of medicines. I didn't get a CASA report, so I don't know about that. He had some testing that was supposed to be forwarded to the psychiatrist. I don't know if we've gotten that back. Just kind of seems like we're still in the same place we were at last time. Mr. Rogers, you may begin.
Sure, Your Honor. Let me call Ms. Slaw, but Tiffany, let me go over some of the testing. We discussed this previously. My understanding is that the genetic testing that was ordered was completed on June 17th.
Yes.
Yeah.
June 10th, and then
Okay,
we
June
got the
10th.
results on August the 7th.
Okay. And so what do those results indicate?
He's on the right medications.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on level like they're supposed to be. The only thing they had was he has a gene deficit. I can't remember all the initials for it, but basically it's folic acid. And as long as he has a complete diet, about well-balanced diet, he should not have any problems. The information was given to the case manager to provide to the psychiatrist.
Okay. And then I think the brain mapping's been performed, but we don't have the results yet. Is that correct?
Correct. That was 4th of July. The person who usually reads them is no longer with the agency, so they had to reach out to a different doctor out of Dallas to set it up. And so it may take a little bit longer than normal to get the results, but it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get them when she was there. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get the results.
Okay. And what about updating on any placements, whether adoptive or therapeutic foster home?
At this point, his level is up, and so that's the holdup is his behaviors. Is trying to find a placement for him. I did reach out to the aunt in Colorado or the cousin in Colorado, and she was willing to do it, but the concerns were is her family willing to cooperate and willing to accept them. And she was supposed to got back with me, and Kim was was listening on the phone call too, and she didn't call either of us. My understanding.
Okay.
He has gone to TERS events. There was one on the 27th in Austin. He did participate in that. There's been one individual that's been contacting Kate Benton, the TERS coordinator for our unit, about him, but he doesn't have a licensed foster to adopt. And there was another one that had reached out through the Heart Gallery, and I sent the email to that case manager asking for their home study, and they did not respond.
Okay. Well, what about the behaviors that are keeping his level high? What are those, and what are we doing to address them, or was the facility?
He's working on his level.
Mhm.
He's goes back from orange to yellow. He has problems staying on yellow, which is basically keeping to himself, staying out of fights. He just recently had a major incident where staff had to restrain him, and so he's back on orange because he was trying to self-harm during that time. But it came out during that time also, and he was upset because he wanted to be in an adoptive home, and he was tired of being in the foster care system.
Yeah. Okay. And then I guess that other potential person that was reaching out, just I guess follow up with them, I'm sure. See if we can get that home study. Is there anything else you need from the department today on Malachi? Anything we can
No,
do with him?
I will request again our TFC home to see for him that we can get him in a foster home. But with his behaviors and his level, how he reads on paper, it's going to be very difficult.
All right. Nothing
But I'll
further
try.
from Ms. Schwab. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Keep trying. I pass the witness, Judge.
Anybody have any questions, Ms. Schlab?
No, Your Honor.
We ordered possible placement into a therapeutic foster home at the last hearing, didn't we?
I believe we were to look into it. Yes, try to find one.
Sorry, I had to shut the door. Okay. Ms. Tiffany, Ms. Schlab, does he understand that he sort of holds the keys in his hand? I mean, is that
He understands his actions as a result of his levels, and his levels results in how fast he can move out of the system. He's able to verbally tell me what causes his triggers, and there's one little boy named Andrew is the main trigger in that facility. It has been causing the problems. But then during our staffing with Raven last couple of weeks ago, she says he gets to the level and he panics, and it causes him to act out, and he goes back down. So, but he's able to now keep and maintain his behaviors longer. So he's getting better. It's just a slow process.
But everybody thinks he's on the the meds are appropriate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any news from the mom?
I have not heard from her.
Okay.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
If I could just, I think that it says reduced folic acid conversion on the report. And honestly, it's a 17-page document that they generated. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly if levels are right or not. So I think that's good if somebody looks into that. I visited with him at the end of July, and he had been on yellow for 2 to 3 weeks and then just didn't drop down to orange. And a real big motivator for him is getting to go off campus. And, they advised me if he's on yellow, you don't bring him food, he can't leave, anything like that. And so I don't know. His previous CASA was really good about, probably a little too good at taking him out, letting him have him something to eat, getting him a toy. That goes a long way for him. And honestly, I don't know that that's my role as his ad litem to take this kid out for lunch and trips and gifts, but that is what connects with him very well. And so I don't know if we could organize something like that for him, but he very much understands it. He's already got his birthday wish list down, and it's in November. And I'm like, well, I'll see if we can do something about that. But, he very much wants to be in a home. He's very fed up there. It's a tough environment for him, but he's doing well. And, I think in the report it mentioned that, if he could go to public school and do well in public school, then I think that may help. If that'll be the first that he's been because he was at the home school within Helping Hands for a long time. So maybe at the start of school, we'll see some progress. I don't know.
What about a GRO? What would be the matter with that? I think Mance has a Mills County young man about the same age, maybe a year older, in a GRO in Salado, Ms. Schlab.
Okay.
Let's look into a GRO. That might, it's better than an RTC.
Right.
I can't think of any other ones for young men, but hold on.
Well, Hill Country, is that one youth ranch? I don't know if that's RTC.
What
That's
about
a GR.
youth ranch? Have we ever tried to go there?
I have, since I've had him, no.
Let's try that.
Hill Country Youth Ranch.
Yeah. I like that. Or what about and GROs?
Okay.
Group homes, or I think they're a better. And talk to Mance. It's Aiden's case.
Okay.
Judge, I also did mention contact with his mom. He would love to be in contact with his mom. I kind of said the therapist would need to be the one that sort of coordinates that. I mean, even if it's just letters from her of what she's doing, asking how he's doing. I don't know. They could try to shoot me down, but I think that'd be good for him. Not in the sense that it's giving him. I don't want to give him a false hope that he can go home with her.
Yeah.
And I've told him, that's not an option. I said, but maybe contact with your mom could be allowed in the right setting or whatever. So, I dialogued with her a long time, quite a while back, and then it just kind of all fizzled out. And so
Right.
I don't, I don't know if we could reinitiate that, even if it's just letters or something like that.
Well, I think I remember you telling me they were in Kingsland. So I'm going to order Casa to contact the mom and the therapist to discuss mom's communication with Malachi. What about that?
I'll do that. I do have concerns though, because when we all met with mom a few months ago, she still doesn't believe anything Malachi says. She's still very protective of the offender.
Okay, well, maybe y'all could set up a conversation with mom and Malachi's therapist just to kind of get a plan. And I mean, maybe, I don't know, but I mean, I agree with Mr. Wood. No placement, but possible, visits, consider, letters, anything to make him feel good.
And just stay off the topic of some of that other stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
just, how's your general day? How's your life? Those kind of things. He wants a family connection.
I think it will be hurtful too, because she's raising his siblings and not him. But I will definitely have an open mind and talk to her and the therapist.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, Casa? What do y'all need?
We've he definitely knows he can't stay on level. He's told me many times we just need to lower the bar for him. That he's not capable. He said he could do it, but he doesn't want to do it. And if he does reach it, he's not capable of keeping it for more than 2 days. I've worked with Raven. I brought him a bunch of different little Lego sets, trying to where if he would just do something good for a couple of days, and she would give him one. Same thing with some Beanie Babies, and have talked to him about that he could go off campus. But Raven says he can't stay consistent enough. She hasn't given him even one Lego set, and she's got like 7 in her office. So they try to motivate him, but I don't know, it's just not working.
Okay. I don't know what to say. Well, maybe we find a better placement that might help. Who knows? Yeah,
another place that might be good, because he's got good relationships with Raven and a couple of the staff members there, but
is the disability specialist on this case, Ms. Schlab?
No, ma'am.
Don't we think they should be?
He might qualify. I'll send an application in. I'll contact her.
Disability specialist to be on case. Okay. So y'all got possible placements: Hill Country Youth Ranch and GRO CPS to investigate, or I'm going to say CPU to investigate and report to all within, I would say, by 9/1/25. Casa to contact mom and therapist about mom communicating with Malachi. Disability specialist involved. CPU to investigate the placements I talked about and report to all by 9/1/25. Next hearing will be 11/12 unless we need one before. Y'all need more orders?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wood, you good?
Good, Judge. I think that'll be, his birthday is in November. I don't have the
Yes.
exact date. But,
November 27th.
okay, so, I mean, we may make sure that CASA or somebody is lined up to have some birthday gifts or something available.
Okay, they'll do that. Yeah, nice little birthday party would be good. Right
Yeah.
around Thanksgiving, but maybe talk to Malachi, see if he wants to do it before or after or something. Okay. Okay, well, thank y'all. We'll keep our fingers crossed. And be sure and circulate that report when we get it back from the psychiatrist.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank y'all. Okay, Lana, are y'all done till 1?
Yes, Your Honor. That's it for us until then.
Okay. Thank you. Everybody on the Lano case are excused until 1. Coriel, do y'all want to go to breakout room?
I think we have an agreement.
Yeah, I think we have an
I
agreement.
believe we have an agreement.
Hold on. Let me go off, sign off this last docket sheet. The whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Sturmer, you may begin.
Judge, I believe we have an agreement today. The department's agreeing for the children to be returned to the parents on a monitor return as soon as the parents acquire beds for the children. I think that's their plan to do that today. But assuming we can get all that taken care of, the department will agree to a monitor return. Of course, that's going to be contingent on them keeping up with the house and the house not returning to the state that it was in whenever this investigation began.
Is the house been cleaned up?
Yes, to my understanding, it's been cleaned up quite a bit.
Yes, Your Honor. I
What
sent
about-
I sent pictures. Sorry.
I have not had time to look at any emails this morning.
No worries.
What about the caved in roof?
My understanding that they worked on that as well.
Did I dream this, or was it in another case where they're getting ready to move?
Yes.
So what are they going to move? Did they move? What's the deal?
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So they had a plan they have an RV that they were working on fixing, and they were going to move the RV and then move into the RV at a different location. They've now changed that plan. They are planning on moving in with Ms. Bonds once her house is approved. I think there were a few issues, and those have been cleaned up and taken care of, and then put the RV at her house once it's fixed. And of course, none of these moves will take place until CPS and CASA and the ad litem have approved and signed off.
Okay.
The landlord isn't making repairs, so that was why they were planning on moving, but they have cleaned the house. They have treated for fleas inside. They've treated for fleas outside. They've treated the dog. They've cleaned everything up. They do have beds. They already had beds being delivered today as soon as court is over, by a friend whose kids have outgrown their beds, so they're bringing them over today to give to them.
Okay.
The kids go to all their doctor visits and well child checkups. Thor has a specialist appointment on the 26th with the doctor for his feet. I mean, they're keeping up on all that stuff. Mom has her doctor she's been seeing and last saw in January that she touches base with about any issues. Let's see. I don't know if there's more questions. I don't want to keep going.
That's good. Okay.
And the CASA volunteer has been to the house. He said he went the other day and like saw it in a better shape. And I have pictures that I've emailed.
So basically, the department's going to be named TMC, and the monitor return will begin once CPS, CASA, and Miss Missick approve the home, correct? Okay, and then y'all will let me know so I can do a monitor return scheduling order, correct?
My understanding was that the house has already been approved and that they just have to have the beds, and the beds are scheduled today. So,
well, I'm not going to order it today. I'm going to wait to make sure that everybody lets me. Somebody's got to let me know before I can order it.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Gustafson, anything?
No, the parents are together and they have been working really hard on the place and coming up with a plan to make sure the kids are taken care of. And so hopefully someone can get out and make sure that the beds are there so the kids can come home as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. Let me ask, before I get to the items, let me ask the parents, are y'all married?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Dawsey is the father of both children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see, no other prior marriages, nobody else in the birth certificate, nothing.
No, ma'am.
Okay, have y'all ever been to Attorney General Court or anything involving the children?
No, ma'am.
Not to my knowledge.
No.
Okay. What about, do either of y'all have any Native American heritage?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Native Americans have a heritage.
No, ma'am.
No.
A little bit, but not enough to count, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, what about you?
I was told I have native blood in me, but I haven't actually gotten tested, so.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Sakeen, what do you think?
Ma'am, I think they did significant work when I did visit the dad on Friday, and I just didn't see the beds. As long as the bed should be there, I don't see a concern. But I would say there needs to be some sort of monitor. I'm new to the Texas CASA system. There's some sort of monitoring just to make sure that everything is in place. And this was pretty much a wake-up call for them, and they've acted appropriately.
Okay, thank you. Well, y'all have 24/7 access to the home, or anywhere the children are located. So parents, remember that CASA, CPS, ad litem's, anybody can knock on the door and they say, we're here, you got to let them in, okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Mystic.
Yes, Judge. I'm in agreement. Visited with the placement. Kids are doing great, but saw the pictures and just once they get the beds, then I would request that the kids be able to go home.
Okay, Miss Mystic just sent me pictures. Y'all got cute little kids. Cute. So
thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to name the department the temporary managing conservator of the children. I'm going to say monitor return to the parents once the home is approved by CPS and the ad litem's. Our next hearing is going to be what's called a status hearing. What that is between now and then, y'all will have what's called a family group conference. And that's a meeting that says if y'all need to go to counseling, y'all need to go to therapy, if y'all need to drug test, it'll have just a bunch of services. And we'll come back on 9/17. We'll go over your services. I'm sure y'all would already started working on them. And on that day, I make the services the order of the court. I tell everybody that you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. That law is going to change pretty soon, but right now I'm required to tell y'all that. Ms. Gustafson, I need your client's court-appointed attorney application. I've gotten moms, but I don't have dads. Mr. Dawson, make sure you fill out a document that Ms. Gustafson sent you or is going to send you legibly, and I need it within a week, or I don't have any proof that you're entitled to an attorney, so you won't have an attorney anymore, okay?
I sent it to him today.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I think got to do it on the computer. I've got poor handwriting whenever it comes to all this technology, and I'm not really too terribly tech savvy. So I'll be sure to get on the computer this
Okay.
afternoon after the beds and whatnot get delivered.
Or print it out, see if you can write it and get it back to her or something. So how
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the same way as you, so I understand. Let's see. I think that's everything. Anybody need anything else? Who's gonna? Oh, I think Miss Rodriguez is gonna be on this case. Y'all said correct? Yes. Okay. Well, we wish y'all good luck. I mean, this doesn't happen very often. My last 2 hearings, things are going good. So keep up the good work, and like I said, keep the house clean and take care, give your dog the flea medicine. And I'm an animal person. We got to take care of our pets too. So their family and the kiddos, and good luck. Oh, does everybody agree that the hearing can be held via Zoom?
Yes, I
Yes,
was going
ma'am.
to mention, I'm sorry, Judge, I had an issue with my volume. I wanted to mention that we can, for CASA, we can go out and verify once beds are received, and then we can make sure to let CPS know if they aren't aware about it at that time.
Okay. Yeah. I the more eyes, the better, Ms. Pruitt, in my opinion.
Your Honor, I did have a question.
Yes, sir.
So I have the actual mattresses itself being delivered today, but the beds itself will be delivered. My app, I ordered them off of Amazon, and my app says anywhere between Friday and Monday. Is that okay, or do I need to wait for the bed frames to be here before anybody comes out and looks at them?
I don't know. What do y'all think?
I normally am fine, put a mattress on the floor with kind of the issue with fleas and all. Let's get the whole bed set up before we move them and check it and then move.
Okay.
If I could possibly get them earlier than that from like
Let
Walmart or
us know.
something, the issue about it is the whole money part, and us being within a flood zone, all the sand around these houses and whatnot, the fleas are just kind of out of control right now.
Treated them.
I am currently, I have, and I am still currently treating them with child and pet friendly. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I just had a mind blank.
Spray and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, be sure and spray outside, because everybody's coming and going and bringing them in. So, and I know money's probably limited, but you might want to think about an exterminator too, because they got that high powered stuff that we don't have at home.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, maybe CPS can help you with that, or they have some in-kind services sometimes that are available. Well, yeah, let's get the whole bed set up, and I agree with Miss Mystic in that. So just
Alrighty.
let everybody know, and y'all, this thing, weekends, things don't happen on the weekends. So, they might happen at your house on the weekends, but I don't think they're moving kids on the weekends. So just
Yes, ma'am.
get with your lawyer and CASA and CPS, and they'll let you know. Okay.
If I can get those beds today, after the court, do I just call CASA? Do I call my caseworker, my CPS caseworker? Who do I contact about that?
You call,
You can call CASA.
let's see, Miss Rodriguez, did they have your phone number?
I believe I have a card for,
Jose.
no, not Jose, the CASA worker that come out to introduce himself.
Mr. Sakine?
I believe so, ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. I can't.
Yes, ma'am. I gave him my card, ma'am.
Okay.
I believe.
I can come out on the weekend if it does happen on the weekend. I can come out to check it.
Okay. Well, call Mr. Sakine, and then he can forward your information to CPS. Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank y'all. Okay. Well, thank y'all. Good luck. We'll see y'all in September.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye-bye. We'll be in
Bye-bye.
recess till
7 minutes.
Do we just hang up?
Yes, you're done. And when you get the beds, go ahead and text me too, even if it's the weekend, so that I know and can make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
We will definitely work on trying to get the full setup here in a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, check Walmart and if they don't have them, I know there's a furniture store in Copper's Cove or Colleen that I went to that had like just a metal frame for like $100 or something.
Okay.
But that would
Okay.
be one, so then two, it would be 200. So I know then
Yeah,
that's thing
I
up.
was just
But
about to ask, what about bunk beds? Is that okay as long as it's safe?
maybe run that by CPS and CASA since they're so little. Like if they were a little older, bunk beds would be totally fine. I don't know. I would just double check.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Because your
call.
kiddo's almost 4, but I don't, I don't know.
Well, she likes to climb all over stuff. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking. Eventually, I get a set of bunk beds, and I was gonna build a set of like wooden stairs for them, but it's just
It'll
like
get her energy out.
it's just a matter of money at this point.
No, I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as the bunk bed's safe and she can't like fall out or anything, it's probably fine. But you might run that by them first, just saying.
Will do.
I wouldn't want you to spend money and then,
Not get approved for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Will do, ma'am.
Alrighty. Just text me if you have any questions, okay? You have my number to text.
Okay.
All right. Stay
Thank you,
in
ma'am.
touch and keep me updated, okay?
I will.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay. Y'all don't need a breakout room, do y'all? No.
I don't think so, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Greenlaw, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, this is cause number 2, Doc. Okay, thank you. Okay, the child is Lilith, Lilith, man. She's not here. She's represented by Mr. Marcus Wood, and CASA is Mr. Mark Grimes, and his supervisor is Miss Kim Singleton, maybe Miss Diana Tryon Goss. She's here. They're both here. The department is represented by let's see who it is, Mr. Rob Wilson with Miss Joanna Foster as caseworker, and let's see, Miss Paylor is the program director, I believe. The mom is Elizabeth Schluter, Schlueter. She's not here. We hadn't seen her in a while. She's represented by Miss Melissa McClure and Miss Mandy McCary. I think Mandy's here. There you are, up top. Okay. The dad is Mr. Brian Mann. He's not here. I believe they entered into a mediated settlement agreement. He's represented by Mr. Matt Grove. I think Miss Natalie Bennett is here. She is helping. She's co-counsel with Mr. Grove. I'm trying to think what to call you.
I needed somebody nicer than me, Judge.
Yeah, I was thinking good cop, bad cop in my mind, but I didn't think that's an official term, so I didn't want to say that. So she's co-counsel with Mr. Grove.
There's an allegation. There's an allegation that I'm not warm and fuzzy, Judge.
Gosh, me too. I have those too. So okay, I believe that's everybody that's a party. So Mr. Wilson, you may begin.
Thank you, Judge. What we're doing today, Judge, is you're exactly right. We entered a mediation agreement with the father in which he agreed to relinquish his rights. An affidavit should be on file from him. The mother did not attend the mediation, and so we're here today to terminate her rights involuntarily and ask the court to terminate the father's rights based on his relinquishment affidavit.
Okay. Why don't you go on and let me see. I don't see if I have a relinquishment affidavit. Let me see. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So why don't you go on and just prove them all up at the same time through the caseworker, Mr. Wilson.
All right, will do then, Judge. I will call Johanna Foster, please. Ms. Foster, state your name for us, please.
Johanna Foster.
And Ms. Foster, how are you employed?
I am employed through the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And you are the caseworker for Lynn, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
How long have you been on her case?
I've been on her case since May of 2025 when it was transferred to me by a previous caseworker.
Okay. And Lilith was first removed from her parents back in September of 24, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been on since May.
Yes.
And so let's go ahead and talk about the father. We all attended mediation a couple of months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
And in that mediation, as part of that agreement, the father agreed to and then did execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment, relinquishing his rights to Lilith. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And do you believe that it is in the child's best interest for Mr. Manns, Brian Manns, the father, for his parental rights to be terminated to her?
Yes.
And tell the court why, please.
Sure. I believe it's in the best interest for his rights to be terminated because there have been multiple. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. I apologize. So I'll start at the beginning. Long story short, Lilith was born with THC in her system. Before that, she had limited prenatal care through the mom. When Lilith was born, she was not brought in for her regular checkups at the hospital. Her weight when she got her mom went into the hospital with Lilith. Their birth weight was down. Her weight was down from the birth weight, and throughout the stay at the hospital, both parents were needing constant reminders and redirections on educating an infant, and there was an in-room test which they failed on not responding to her feeding cues and changing diapers. And he has not had contact with her since April, I believe, of this year. I apologize if I don't know the exact date. Prior to that, any visits that were held between Lilith and her father were ended very shortly when Lilith was getting very upset and crying and was not able to be consoled by her parents. And he has not finished all of his services. And because of those reasons, that's why I believe his rights should be terminated.
All right. And Lilith is placed in a foster and what we hope will be a foster adopt placement. Is that correct?
Yes, she's placed with the Millers who are on here.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the mother. So Lilith's mother is Elizabeth Schluter or Schleter. I'm not sure how to say that. That is her mother. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Ms. Schluter is not here today. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And she was given a service plan at the beginning of this case. Is that right?
Yes.
So let's go over that one item at a time and let's talk about what she's done on her plan. All right.
Sure.
So what's the first requirement or step she's supposed to take on her service plan?
The first step is for her to obtain and maintain employment throughout the life of the case.
All right. How did she do on, I'm sorry if I cut you off. How did she do on that, Ms. Foster?
She has never provided us with any pay stubs to my knowledge. And when she has worked, it's been very short employment and she's had different jobs.
Have you ever talked to any employers of hers?
No, not since getting the case.
Okay. All right. What's next on her plan?
The next one is for her to actively participate in therapy with Dr. Tina Nunley. She was meeting with Dr. Nunley on a consistent basis to my knowledge. And then when I reached out to the therapist, when I was assigned the case, the therapist informed me Ms. Luter was no longer attending therapy and she had not heard from her.
All right. And so what steps did her therapist take?
Her therapist took the steps of reaching out to Miss Sluter via email and phone call and never received any response from her.
All right. Was Miss Schluter's counseling eventually terminated by the provider?
Yes.
So do you consider that a successful completion of that task?
No, I do not.
All right. What's next on her service plan, please?
The next one is for Miss Sluter to participate in weekly drug testing. She was up until I'm trying to think of April, she was testing. It was negative. But her last I believe 3 or 4 drug results were positive for alcohol and for marijuana. And then she stopped drug testing in April.
All right. And those positive tests were in April?
They were in, give me 1 second. They were in March and April of this year.
And once those positive tests happened, did you say that she did not test again after that?
That's correct.
Okay. So do you consider that a completion of, or a successful completion of that element of her service plan?
No, I do not.
Okay. What's next?
Her next task was to complete an OSAR drug referral, and she never completed it. She was supposed to talk to her therapist about that, and if my memory serves me correct, she did not confirm that appointment to go get that referral done.
So you never received or the department never received an OSAR report from or regarding Ms. Schluter, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, what's next on her service plan?
The next step was for her to go get a psychological assessment through, I believe it was neuropsychological. She did eventually go get her psychological evaluation. When I reached out to the provider told me that both Miss Schluter and Mr. Mann had scheduling issues and would schedule an appointment and then cancel it or be a no-show. And then during the final appointment, she was very difficult to get information out of her. But she did provide me with a psychological evaluation report.
But that report indicates she was not forthcoming. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And does that requirement on her service plan also require that she would follow any recommendations based off of that psychological report?
Yes.
And so what recommendations were there from that report?
I have to apologize. I don't have that in front of me. If you would allow me some time, I can pull that up to look. I apologize.
That's okay. Let's come back to that.
Okay.
Same question on the OSAR, Ms. Foster. Did the service plan require that she follow whatever recommendations for treatment that an OSAR report would have recommended?
Yes.
And no report, so thus no recommendations. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
As far as you know, did Ms. Schluter do anything to address substance abuse issues for herself?
I believe when she was talking with her therapist, whatever, I was trying to get progress reports from the therapist, and I have not received those yet. I have not received those yet. So that's the only thing to my knowledge of her trying to address those.
Okay, only in her regular counseling, nothing outside of that. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. After the psychological exam, what's next on her service plan?
After that was just to do more counseling with Ms. Nunley, as for like or family counseling. If and when Mr. Bryan and Ms. Schluter had gotten back together, they separated sometime during the case, but that never occurred since they were separated and she lost contact with her therapist and the department.
Okay. So there was no family counseling between her and Mr. Mann then, correct?
Yes, correct.
No, that would include also no co-parenting type of counseling or anything along those lines. Is that also correct?
Correct. She did not do co-parenting. However, they were assigned a parent coach who they were meeting with on I believe, a consistent basis, but there were times where neither of the parents would show up for the meeting or one would show up versus the other. And I believe they were meeting with the parenting coach up until Miss Schuler lost contact with the department in April.
Okay. And then that parenting coaching service ultimately ended. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or what I should say was terminated either by this court or by the coach themselves. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What else was on her service plan?
That was it.
That was it. All right. So out of all those things you listed, what did she successfully complete? The psychological?
Psychological, and I would say she partially completed the parenting coach / family co-parenting counseling and individual counseling.
Okay. Would you say that she successfully completed that?
No.
But I understand what you're saying. She participated some, and along with counseling, she participated some, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the origins of this case. You described that for us. Let's talk about that again. Let's see. The child was born where? Where was Lilith born? Do you know?
I believe she was born at Baylor Scott and White Hospital in Marble Falls.
Okay. And that's the facility that determined that Lilith was positive for what was it?
Positive for THC, but actually, I believe Miss Schluter had to be transported to Dell's Children for ambulance with Lilith, and so it was at Dell Children's where that determination was made.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And was it at Dell Children's where the parents received instruction from the nursing staff on how to care for Lilith?
Yes.
And was it also there where the parents were given an opportunity to room in?
Yes.
And we explain to the court what rooming in is for the court or whoever doesn't know.
Sure. Rooming in is when a child is in the hospital for whatever reason, and before the family can be discharged and the child can be discharged from the hospital, the parents need to do a room-in test where they are monitored by hospital staff of the parents being able to take care of the child with very little help of feeding the baby, changing their diapers, clothing them, holding them, just being there to respond to any cues that the child may give.
Okay, and so the hospital basically has a room down the hall, almost like a motel room or hotel room or something. Is that about right?
Yes, I believe so.
And the any parents, and these parents got the chance to take their child down to that room and sort of, like you said, pretend like they're not in the hospital and practice caring for her on their own, right?
Yes.
And the report from the hospital was was what? On how they did on their rooming in.
They failed because they did not respond to her feeding cues and also did not change her diapers in a timely manner.
Okay. And were those a concern, those reports from the hospital and about the rooming in and about the THC, were those concerns for the department?
Yes.
And is that what resulted in the removal of Lilith from her parents?
Yes.
Was there any prior involvement with CPS in Texas or in any other state?
Yes, there was previous CPS involvement, I believe, in Montana and Idaho with the parents.
Okay. And that was on a different child, correct?
Yes, Elizabeth's older son, Akili.
But he's not much older than Lilith, is he?
No,
And
I'd
so,
say he's, sorry,
Go
I'd say
ahead.
he's about a year or so older than her.
and are you familiar with any of the facts of that case or any of the concerns of that case?
Yes, I am.
And did those also concern the department about Lilith's safety?
Yes.
And the outcome of that case on Achilles was that I believe Achilles' father got custody of him, and Ms. Schluter she may have retained some rights as a parent, but did not get custody of him. Is that correct?
Correct. And I believe her rights were terminated.
Okay. All right. So, what do you believe is in Lilith's best interest?
I believe her best interest is to not return to her parents for their rights to be terminated and for her to be in a safe and loving placement.
And tell us about this placement that she's in.
Of course, she's placed with Alicia. Sorry if I pronounce her name wrong, but the Miller family. Lilith's been with this foster family, I believe, for the entire case. I'm not too familiar with the beginning part of it, so I apologize about that. But she's been thriving really well in this foster placement. There's other children in the home where she's grown attached to, and she's been really attached to the foster parents, and they are taking really great care of her.
Sorry. Has the placement indicated any intentions about adoptions of Lilith?
Yes.
What are their plans?
I believe maybe my supervisor can help me understand this. Prior to getting the case and prior to finding relatives, I believe there was an agreement that the foster family would adopt Lilith if no relatives were found.
Okay, so they want to adopt her.
Yes.
Okay. And if the parents' rights are terminated today, is that the way the department intends to proceed? Is continuing to, well, it'll go to the adoption unit, this case will, but as far as you know, the plan is to pursue possible adoption with the placement. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Grove, any questions?
Madam Caseworker, why do you believe that termination of mom's parental rights is in the child's best interest?
I believe sorry, give me a second to collect my thoughts. I believe it's in the best interest for mom's rights to be terminated because she was not in compliance with her service plan. I believe there's abandonment in this case where she lost contact with her child at the beginning of the case, where mom failed to bring Lilith to the hospital to get regular checkups and to keep her child's health up and not doing what she needed to do, and then also knowingly placed the child in harm's way.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. Why are you of the opinion that mom constructively abandoned the child during the pendency of this case?
I believe mom's inconsistent communication with Lilith, to my knowledge, not paying child support, if I remember correctly, and then losing contact with the child in April, and then not being in contact with the department.
Is it your testimony that mom has not been in contact with the child since April? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. You said something a moment ago regarding mom and endangerment. What were you saying?
I was saying, sorry, let me remember what I said. I remember endangerment because the mom failed to bring Lilith to the hospital for regular checkups, was not responding to any of her feeding cues, was not taking the advice of education on the child, and just sorry, I'm just getting my words confused. I'll stop right there.
Very good. Thank you. Pass witness.
Ms. Bennett, any questions? No? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. McClure, any questions?
Yes, I have a few, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Foster, can you tell us what did the department do to try to locate my client after she kind of fell off the face of the earth in around April?
Yes, ma'am. I have tried to contact her via her phone that we have on file and then via email, and I have not had any responses. At the time when I was in contact with Mr. Mann, I asked if he knew about her whereabouts, and the last we had heard, she was living with a boyfriend, and then she got kicked out from that person's place and had lost contact with her. I tried reaching your office to see where she was, and last we heard, Miss Sluter was in Austin with a rap or reggae band.
And so you don't have any current information with any validity that you know of as to where she is at this time?
That's correct.
I had filed an answer on her behalf requesting special accommodations. Were there any special accommodations that were made by the department due to her disabilities?
I believe so. I don't fully remember, so I apologize.
Did you ever have, when was the last time you yourself had contact with her?
I've never had contact with her.
Did the prior worker give you any ideas of ways that you could help her better understand the case?
Yes.
Like what?
The prior caseworker told me I could talk to her about this case. She told me to reach out to her attorney, her therapist, to try to locate her, and I've done that, and I've not been able to get a hold of Ms. Sluter at this time.
Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. McCary. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wood, any questions?
This is pertinent probably down the line, Judge, but there was a family placement, is that correct?
Yes.
And they've gone through a certain level of being approved, is that right?
Yes.
And had limited contact with the child?
Yes, they've been in contact with the child.
But it's still your recommendation and you feel it's in the best interest that the child remain where the child is currently placed?
Yes, I do. However, I would like for her to remain in contact with her relatives.
Okay, no further questions.
Okay, thank you. Next witness, are any more questions before we move to witnesses?
A couple more, Judge, if Ms. Foster,
Yes.
please.
Yes, sir.
So Ms. Foster, let's just make sure we're all clear. You never had any communication or contact with Ms. Schluter, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you said some of this at least, but tell us everything you did to try to make contact with her.
So beginning in May up until this month, every month I would attempt to call Ms. Sluter at least 3 times. And then I also tried to email her and I did not get any response. And I've also been in contact with her therapist and the parenting coach, which parenting coach did not know where she was.
Did the therapist know where she was?
Other than she was with some rap or reggae band in Austin.
Okay. And by that point, had Ms. Schluter's counseling with her therapist stopped?
Yes.
So the therapist was not in regular contact with her either by that point?
No.
Okay. Besides phone calls and emails, did you have any other avenue for trying to reach out or get a message to her?
No.
and you never heard from her. Did she ever answer you? Any call you back or eventually send you an email?
No, she did not.
Okay. Pass the witness, Judge.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Next witness, Mr. Wilson.
Well, unless you want me to call CASA, Judge, I know you always ask them anyway, but I can go ahead and call CASA now and get that started.
I'll ask them.
Okay. Well, that's my only witness then, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Miss McClure, Miss McCary, y'all have any witnesses?
Unfortunately, no.
No. Okay, thank you. Mr. Grove, Miss Bennett, y'all have any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Grimes, what do you think?
Well, I have been on the majority of the supervised visits and observed both the parents, and it's interacting with the child, and it's something I'm not sure I can explain, but it's an example of two people having absolutely no idea how to parent, how to take care of a child. And it is very frustrating to watch. The current foster mother, Alicia, as well as Kim Singleton, did everything, and I did everything we could to assist them in taking care of the baby's needs, but they never seemed to get that. Also, as that supervised visits went on, they didn't have enough gas to get there, had to work, and they just started not coming. We terminated supervised visits. We also terminated Zoom calls because they weren't showing up for those. So it's pretty much the standard pattern of what they've done. As far as the child goes, she was, when the parents, even at 3.5 months to 4 months, which is really early for a possessive child, she would cry the entire supervised visits. It was very traumatic for her. And the current foster mother did everything she could to help them to understand what the baby needed, but it just never worked. My recommendation in my report is that the baby stay where she is. I saw her a few weeks ago, and she's doing incredible. She is very happy, and she's really come a long way. She is very, very attached to her foster mom, and I think moving her at this time would really be very traumatic to her in the long run, considering the trauma she's already been through. And I put some of that in my report if you can look at it when you want. But I really feel like the baby should stay where she is. And I understand the kinship preference, but I don't think it would be beneficial in this case.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Grimes. Anybody have any questions, Mr. Grimes? No. Okay, before I get to Mr. Wood, I forgot to ask Mr. Wilson or Ms. Foster, what is the status of the ICPC with those people in Utah, Montana, Idaho, wherever it is?
Right. I don't know that, Judge. Perhaps Ms. Foster or her program director can tell us more about that.
I believe the ICPC process was approved for the relatives in Montana.
Has the ICPC been circulated to everybody?
I believe so. Maybe Nikila can help me answer that. I believe so.
Mr. Grimes, you haven't seen it, have you?
No.
Mr. Wood, have you seen it?
I'll check, Judge, but I don't recall that.
Okay. Okay.
We'll make sure that it goes out, Judge, if it hasn't.
Okay. And whatever happened about Dad told me that his maternal grandma was Cherokee, maternal grandfather was Choctaw, and they were both registered. What happened?
That's right. Yes, thank you, Judge. I meant to bring that up. So our office sent a notice per the statute up to those to those tribes and never received anything back from them. So I think that as I read the statute, our duty was to notify them and put them on notice, and it was their duty to respond if they had any interest. And what I heard anecdotally through Mr. Mann and his attorney or whoever was it finally sounded like neither one of the parents had any tribal
Okay.
registrations or memberships.
Okay. So y'all checked it out and no response. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, just checking. Okay, thank you. Mr. Wood?
Judge, I have an email that the home study was approved June 23rd, but that's all I have.
Okay.
Nothing further than that. I do agree that both parents' parental rights should be terminated per the mediated settlement, and then based on the testimony today. Lilith has been placed in a great home, and I believe that it is in her best interest for her to remain there and stay there. There may need to be some further exploration with the other placement, but at this time, I feel like the child's exactly where she needs to be and would do great being adopted there.
Okay. What do you think about termination, Mr. Grove? I mean, Mr. Wood.
Yes, Judge.
Wood, Grove, y'all's names kind of go together. Woods are in a grove, whatever. Okay.
It's a long day, Judge. I'll give you that.
I know.
There are worse people I could be confused with, Judge.
I haven't had anything to eat all day, and I'm drinking my tea from yesterday. So I'm like getting punched, punched. I can't say that word, but punch goofy. So yeah. Okay.
Judge, yes, I do believe that both their rights should be terminated. They've shown a lack of parenting skill, a lack of wanting to develop that parenting skill. They have previous CPS history, the mom does, and she has not given the effort that needs to be put in to show that she can parent this child.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say or add for closing?
Judge, you heard us mention earlier about the sibling who was with his father down here in Llano County, I believe.
Right.
I think there's been sibling visits, and as far as I know, the department intends to continue that. We want to make sure the court's okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to say something. At the last court hearing, when it was ordered for sibling visits to occur, I did reach out to the caseworker for the Idaho case, and she told me visits. She talked to the father of that child and said visits would not be in the best interest of the kid until the parental rights of Lilith have been terminated for his safety. But once the rights are terminated, we can get those visits going.
Okay. Okay, well, we can work on that pretty soon.
And Your Honor, I just want to let you know the aunt out of state, her and two of her boys did drive down here to Burnett, and they had I think a 2-hour visit that Mark supervised.
Okay.
To meet her.
That was nice. Okay. Miss Miller, have you met any of this family?
Hi, you guys. Yeah, so I did meet the aunt and the two, the little cousins. They came down for a visit with Lilith, and then we had one Zoom with the uncle and the aunt.
Okay.
And we had one other Zoom with just the aunt.
What's your plans?
Well, during the mediation, I got to have a conversation with Dad. Obviously, Mom wasn't there, and I just really think it's important that Lilith have the, when appropriate, ability to have interaction with her parents over this almost year now. Up until we stopped visits, I feel like I developed a good relationship with both of them, working with them. So I'm not uncomfortable interacting with them, and I don't have an issue with facilitating visits, obviously when appropriate at my discretion with them. Since mediation, we have talked to Dad probably maybe once a week and did a few video visits with him. As I've always said, I really think it's important for her to have her, family, or she knows she's not gonna they're not disappearing. She knows where she came from. And so we intend on keeping a relationship with the aunt, uncle, and cousins in Montana if they, want to. And I actually was the one that was requesting to figure out what's going on with the sibling because he's here. So I really want her to have a connection with him. So long as everybody wants to, work with me, that's where we're at with that. She definitely is our little baby and we love her very, very much. So, we are ready to make her whole life whole. You know what I mean? We don't want to skimp out. I think she deserves to know where she came from. And, even though, mom and dad cannot take care of her, if they're in a good space and it's appropriate, I don't have a problem with her knowing who they are.
Are you planning on adopting her? If you
Yes.
can?
Yes.
Okay.
If I could do it 9 months ago, I would have did it 9 months ago. Yeah.
What about, I mean,
Pardon?
you know that I know about other kids in your home.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about, and it doesn't have anything to do with Lilith, but it's all about a family. What is your plan? What's happening with those kids?
Yeah. So we haven't had the final yet. So the plan, I don't know like what's allowed to be discussed or whatever, but they're scheduled to be terminated with both of their parents. We went to mediation. And so they're going to be with us forever too. So
Okay.
our
Okay.
and all of the children, including my son that's adopted, have been together since it's been probably a year. So it's all been consistent. They're all very bonded with each other. My two older girls run around going, my sissy, my sissy. And it's really funny because they're super proud that they have a baby sister.
Okay.
So we are a very cohesive unit. And like I said, Lilith is the definition of a Velcro baby. She does not. Yeah. The only reason why she's not over here trying to be on my lap is because my husband put Miss Rachel on for her right now. Because she very much is my Velcro baby. She definitely has a strong bond with me in particular. If I dare leave while she's watching me and I don't take her with me, and I'm talking like to throw the garbage, it's like, how dare you? You know what I mean? She's quite the sassy little queen over here. But yeah, she's a very big part of our family. And with everybody's blessing, we would love to make that permanent.
Okay, now those
relatives for her video cameo whenever you guys want to see her.
Whenever you want to put the camera over there, you can talk.
Hey, baby.
Now, those relatives you talked about out of state, are they maternal or paternal? I can't remember.
Paternal. Say hi. You gonna wave?
Yeah, she's always been an ugly child too, huh? Yeah.
They're maternal.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, for mom's uncle, right?
Maternal. Okay. Yeah, and I know Ms. Miller, because like I said, she is foster mom on 3 of my kids in another county. So and that case has been kind of up and down and around and kind of crazy too. So okay. Well, anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
Do you want to say something?
Okay. Well, I'm going to find by clear and convincing evidence that termination of Mr. Mann's parental rights to Lilith is in Lilith's best interest based solely on Mr. Mann's voluntary affidavit of relinquishment. Therefore, his parental rights are terminated. I'm also going to find that termination of Ms. Schluter's parental rights as to Lilith is in Lilith's best interest based under Texas Family Code, Section 161.001B1 in and O grounds. I think those were the grounds that you were going under, Mr. Wilson. Any other grounds that you were trying?
What was the one before O, Judge?
Oh, I did N and O.
N and O.
Constructive abandonment and not compliance with the service plan.
Sure. I mean, that's fine with me, Judge. I think there's endangerment there. I think there's D and E as well, but N and O is, if that's what the court wants, is fine with me.
I'm happier with N&O. So,
Okay.
therefore, mom's parental rights are terminated under the N&O grounds. I'm going to find the department made multiple reasonable efforts to try to return the child to the parents based upon the testimony of Mr. Grimes and Ms. Foster through their efforts about the service plan and about mediated settlement agreements, and that reasonable efforts were attempted. I'm going to name the department as Lilith's permanent managing conservator, Mr. Grove, Ms. Bennett, Ms. McCary, Ms. McClure. Thank you for your representation. This was a kind of interesting case we had with the parenting coaches and the not parenting coaches and everything. So we thank y'all, and y'all are released. I'm going to order the ICPC is to be circulated to the court and the items within a week. No change in placement without a court order. And our Mr. Wood and Casa stays on. Our first term after hearing is 11/12/25. Okay. Anybody need anything else? Okay. Ms. Greenwald,
I have a question.
you should get to your hearing in time. And Ms. Lilith, we'll see you in November, if not before. And thank y'all. Everybody's released and will be excused and closed for the day. Thank you.
I just have a question, Your Honor, really quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm sorry, this is kind of like our first time going through this particular type of experience. What does that mean? Like, will she be able to remain with us and adopt her, or?
Yeah, no. I mean, I need to read the ICPC. The items need to read it, but that's our plan right now. I mean, like I said, we gotta read it because it's a family deal. So, but I said no placement change without a court order. That would mean a hearing. Blah blah blah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Anybody else?
Thanks,
Okay.
Judge.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye bye. Have a good day.